Welcome to Coach's Corner, episode 3 of season 2, guys. Welcome to Coach's Corner, episode. Sorry, I did not have my phone turned down, but the good news is there's no buzzing sound.
Let's go!
We fixed it. Our producer Sammy in the background fixed it today. We've been here since 2 o'clock, but we finally got it fixed, and it's going to cause for a great show. Unfortunately, today, normally we do interviews. On the show, Coach's Corner, but unfortunately we wasn't able to get a coach to come on for this episode. So what we're going to do today is we're going to play some games. We're going to talk some preseason. As you know, high school is opening up next Friday, so we're going to hit that later on in the show. Plus we've got NFL and college starting, so you guys aren't going to want to miss it. And listen, today we're also going to try to be proactive in the comments. So if we're discussing something and you want to chime in, go ahead. Our producer in the back will let us know as we get comments. We'll read them off, and we'll talk with you guys at home too. Coach, how was your week?
Listen, man, this has been a good week. I just got hired on here at Jenkins as the new esports head coach.
Let's go.
Yeah, man.
Let's go, esports.
Yeah, we're gonna get it going on down here at Jenkins. We're gonna get
You're already cross country.
Already cross country head coach, man. It's made for a pretty good week. We got our sound system ready to rock and roll. This is gonna be a good show here.
Hey, it's gonna be a great show, guys. Stay tuned with us. We're gonna take a short break. When we come back, we're gonna preview the NFL. You're not gonna want to miss it. We're back with you in just a moment.
Make sure to stop by Williams Optometry today. Make an appointment with their specialist, Dr. Debbie Williams or Dr. Kelly Bentley, by calling 606-633-4481 and pressing 1 for the appointment locations. Williams Optometry currently has 3 office locations. They're located in Whitesburg, Hindman, and Shelby Valley Plaza. Call Williams Optometry today. Again, at 606-633-4481 and press 1 for their locations.
MGC Supply is your complete source for drainage and erosion control products. MGC Supply also sells services and installs Cummins generators. MGC Supply sells and delivers limestone gravel for businesses and homeowners. MGC Supply is your solution supplier and is proud to sponsor all the teams in Eastern Kentucky. 2590 U.S. Highway 23 South Pottville, Kentucky, 41501. Give them a call today at 606-433-0077. Or you can call them at 606-794-6765.
Welcome back to Coach's Corner, guys. We appreciate you being here today. So first, what we're going to do is we're going to go through every division in the NFL, and obviously we don't have time to talk an hour about each division, but we're going to quickly. I've given each of you a team, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a team. You'll talk a little bit about them, and you'll tell us where you think they'll place in that division. Okay?
All
right. You kind of got to defend your team. So Sam, I'm going to start with you. The Miami Dolphins. Where you at with them?
Man, I'm gonna fix it real quick so they can hear us. Miami Dolphins. They've got the biggest wide receiver. I mean, not wide receiver, but they've got the biggest running back room in the NFL. They've got 4 running backs that could easily be a starter on any NFL team in the league right now. And I look for them to really rely on that this year. They've got the best wide receiver in the league as well, in Tyreek Hill. The only downfall to the Miami Dolphins every single season is Tua, which is a very injury-prone person, and that's something that you're going to have to look forward to this year too. He's probably going to get injured, and it's going to make the Dolphins not look as good as they should. I see this team coming second in their division this year. That's a good spot for them. I think that the Bills will probably end up on the top like usual.
And guys, I forgot to do this when we first came back from commercial break, but as you can tell, we have another guest today. So I'm your host, Ethan Cummings, co-host Sam Collier for New Tuners, co-host Big He, who's usually here on the second half of the show, and then we have a special host today, Nick Branson. Nick, we appreciate you being here. With that being said, Evan, you're up next. You've got the Patriots.
I mean, there ain't much to talk about with the Patriots. You fire the greatest coach of all time. You bring in a guy that has no head coaching experience. He was on the staff of Bill Belichick, which, that's okay and all, but I don't like the move there. Quarterback situation, I mean, it's god awful, yeah. They got one of the worst receiving cores in the league. I mean, is Jacoby Myers still on the team? I don't know. He's on the Raiders, ain't he?
I think so.
Yeah, so, I mean, I can't tell you a receiver they got. The only thing they got going for them is the defense. That defense has always been good. They did lose Matt Judon,
That's what I was about to say.
so that hurts. But, this team is dead last in this division. They might win 5 games at most.
I don't give
All
them
right.
5 games, honestly.
Moving on. Nick, you've got the Bills.
Buffalo Bills got Josh Allen. He's one of the best quarterbacks, but his problem is he likes to turn the ball over. They lost Stephon Diggs. I don't know who you're going to throw the ball to.
Well, they got that rookie, Keon Coleman, now.
Yeah, they do have
We're out of Florida State, so that is a good pickup. But
He's a big wide receiver.
they got Ray Davis in the draft from Kentucky. I think that's a good pickup. And I see them.
That's something they lacked, right? Is a consistent
They
back.
had
You know
James
what I mean?
Cook, but he ain't.
Yeah, but he's not consistent. Yeah,
No.
I think Ray Davis could possibly be consistent for him. And he's a Kentucky guy, but he's in the NFL now, so I can say good things about it.
They lost.
Well, what y'all don't understand is Ethan is a closeted Kentucky fan.
No, I'm not.
Yes,
I
he
am
is.
the furthest
No,
thing
listen.
from it. Don't even go there.
Listen, no,
we'll
listen.
get to Kentucky later. We're not even going there, Sam. Okay, Nick, go ahead and finish.
But they lost a lot on defense, but I honestly see them probably finishing 3rd in this division. I'm not high on them this year.
Really? Wow.
I think Josh Allen's overrated, but
I agree with you. I don't think
Yeah.
they'll finish at the top of the division either, which leaves me with the Jets. Guys, I think Aaron Rodgers is coming back. I think the Jets is at the top of the division. I think the Jets are going to make some noise. They've got some nice offensive pieces. And what people seem to forget is the Jets really didn't have a bad defense last year. It's just their offense really struggled because of their
They didn't have a
quarterback
quarterback.
situation.
I mean,
And now when you're adding Aaron Rodgers back to the mix, the offense is going to obviously be good because Aaron Rodgers never had nothing to work with in Green Bay these past couple years. He did not have a lot to work with. Look at his receiving core. Look at his last year in Green
Devontae
Bay.
Adams back then was the best in
Devontae
NFL.
Adams stayed injured his whole last year with Green Bay. You know he did. He only played like 4
Well,
weeks.
that year, but
Oh yeah, that year. That's the year I'm talking about. He didn't have nobody to work with, and he still made the
it don't
playoffs with
matter.
him.
You can give him everything, he still ain't going to show up when it matters.
He's going to show up,
He's
and
not
I
gonna
say the
show
Jets are at the top of the division, and I will even go as far as saying they win a playoff game. I'm not saying they're going to the Super Bowl, but they will. I think they'll win a playoff game.
I think they can win a playoff game.
I think so
that's
too,
about
and I
it
think
with
they
Aaron
lead the
Rodgers.
division.
That's about it.
I don't know if they can be at the top, man. It's going to be between them and the Bills to me.
I think the Dolphins probably.
Yeah, I don't know where you're coming at with the Bills. I mean, you lose one of the best receivers in the league. You ain't really got no one to throw to. The running back core is not there, even with the addition of Ray Davis. So, Josh Allen turns the ball over when he had Diggs. What's he going to do without Diggs? You know what I mean? So,
But I do agree with you. I think that the Dolphins will be second. I think you'll see it go Jets, Dolphins, Bills, and then the Patriots will be last because the Patriots is still rebuilding. That's a tough one to try to defend.
Right.
That is a tough team to try to defend. Guys, let's move. We got to move forward before we get to our next commercial break. AFC North. We've got to start. It is I will
It's the
attest to
best
that.
division
It's
in
the
football.
best
It
division
is.
in football. The most competitive division in football.
yes.
By
The
far.
best. Yeah, it's the best.
We're going to start with the Browns. Actually, before we get started here, the last commercial break, we had a coin flip because we got 2 Steelers fans here. So although Evan's role is to defend the Browns, he's probably going to agree with Sam and defend the Steelers this whole time. Okay? But we're going to start with the Browns.
do the Browns.
Big E, talk a little bit about the Browns and where you see them at in the division.
I see the Browns dead last. The Browns, they've never been a good organization. I don't like Kevin, whatever his last name is.
Coach.
Yeah, the coach. They got the guys. I ain't gonna say they got the guys, but they never seem like they can put it together. You got Amari
problem's
Cooper,
quarterback.
Jerry Jeudy. Deshaun Watson. He's not like he was in Texas.
Well, I will contest and help you out right here is the reason, Deshaun Watson ain't the first player we've seen this happen to. Look at Le'Veon Bell whenever he took off at the Steelers. He never came back the same.
Yep.
Look at Antonio Brown who tried to come back and play. Never come back the same.
He won a Super Bowl.
He won a Super Bowl on a team that didn't even need him to win it.
but he helped.
Whoa, wait a second.
He helped, but he was not.
Wait a second.
They
How
didn't.
many yards did he get that season, man? He had like 1,000.
That's because their
receiving yards.
defense, bro.
Their defense was low.
You
They
can't
were
sit there and
going to
say
win
that he
with
did
or
not help
without
that team
him.
win that
They were going to win with or without him. I can say that. They were going to win that year with
I
or
don't
without
know.
him.
He's a top 5 receiver all time.
Yeah,
so.
man, that's right. You can't talk to Pittsburgh fans. You can never talk to. It's like talking to.
It's my
Kentucky
turn to
fans.
talk.
They're
It's my
delusional.
turn to talk. Let me finish about the Browns. Miles Garrett, he's overrated. T.J. Watt is 10 times better than Miles Garrett. T.J. got robbed last year of Defensive Player of the Year.
And he will get that this year.
He
Who you
should.
talking about?
Miles Garrett. He's overrated.
Yeah,
So I don't see the Browns doing anything special this season.
I don't either. I agree.
Moving on, we've got Sam with the Steelers. Reminder, Sam, we can't spend an hour on this one thing because we have a lot of other stuff to get to today. So go ahead, shortly tell us. We said last in the division.
Yeah.
All right, Steelers. Go, Sam.
All right, listen. This is a year that proves everybody wrong with what they've been saying about the Steelers. They said the Steelers ain't no good, that they're not going to do good, but yet we do good every single year. Yeah, you say it's a mediocre season, but what NFL franchise is able to say that in the last 18 NFL seasons they've never had a losing record?
With a trash quarterback. And old Big Ben, his last season, and then Kenny Pickett for the next 2.
Yeah, Kenny Pickett is horrible. I'm glad that we finally got rid of him. I wanted to have faith in him.
Oh, that's not what you said last year. Oh, he was the next
gotta
Tom.
have faith.
He was the next Tom Brady last
No,
year.
he was
You
not.
gotta have faith. You
No,
gotta have
I
faith.
never
But
said
here's
that.
the thing: you were so excited about Russell Wilson, and did you see the type of season he had with the Broncos last
Did
season?
you see the team
Did you
he
see the
had in
coach he
Denver?
had?
He had no O-line.
I'm just saying.
No, listen, I'm just saying. Russell Wilson is going to come back this year and he's going to show everybody why he was a top 10
Yeah,
quarterback.
you're
with
right.
this Steelers
Y'all
offense.
gonna go
Listen,
500.
Arthur Smith come back in to take on the role that he originally should be using instead of being a head coach. He's an offensive coordinator. He should have never left Tennessee to go and be the head coach of the Falcons. Now he's back at the original role that he's supposed to be doing.
And look at the
he's
running
got
But the
Steelers-
only difference,
He's got this Steelers offense looking 20 times better
Look at the
than it
running
did
backs
last
he's
year
got
with Matt
too.
Canada.
You got Najee and Jalen Warren.
yeah, but you don't have Derrick Henry, who you give
Jalen
it to
Warren
80 times
actually
a
just
game.
got
Run.
hurt. Jalen Warren
Is that not what he done at the Titans? To give it to him 60
Yeah,
times
but I
a
don't think
game?
he's gonna get the rock like he used to though.
Yeah. No.
Derrick Henry
just
is not
wait.
going to listen. Derrick Henry is not going to do what you
No,
think
he's
is right.
not.
Go ahead.
Anyway.
Go ahead. Where do they stand at in the division?
The Steelers stand at the top of this division this year.
You think they're gonna
Listen,
finish at the top?
I say that the Steelers finish number 1 this year because the Ravens can't beat us in the regular season. They can't. The Bengals, yeah, they got some
Is
offensive
Joe
linemen.
Burrow gonna stay healthy?
We
Exactly.
didn't beat y'all last year, and we still finished at the top of the division. What are you talking about?
I'm sorry, man.
'Cause y'all
At least
couldn't
you
beat
didn't
the Browns.
us. You didn't beat us.
But you couldn't beat the Browns.
Well, you're right. we split with them.
All right, that's
But our
enough on that.
defense is what's going to show everybody
Okay, well, I get
why
it.
we're going to win.
You had
Our
your time.
defense.
It's not your time no
Come
more.
on,
Good
give us some on
job.
that.
Good job. All right. I'm going to go last each time. I'm going to go ahead and let Nick go with the Bengals.
Cincinnati Bengals are going to win NFC North.
Oh my!
Mark it down, Joe Burrow for MVP.
AFC North.
I say that.
You said NFC.
You did say this.
AFC North. But I think Bengals are a team to beat in the AFC North.
No.
Yes, Joe
We're
Burrow.
giving everybody around here.
Let him
I'm
talk.
not. Joe
Let
Burrow
him
is
talk.
going to win MVP this year. He's coming back. He got Jamar Chase.
That's all I take.
Got. Well, he is.
Listen, y'all.
Listen,
Please
he's
don't
got-
get the big head
here's
from what
my-
Nick
no,
is saying.
he's got T.
You
Higgins coming
Cincinnati
back.
fans are delusional.
Let him finish. Where do you think they finish at the top of the division?
Oh, they're going to finish top of the division.
Okay.
Oh.
Well,
They
it leaves me with the Ravens. But before I get to the Ravens, how do you expect the Bengals to finish at the top of the division when their offensive line got worse?
Got worse.
They got worse.
How'd it get worse?
How?
It didn't get worse.
Please say how they got
It did
worse.
not get worse.
Their defense got worse, wasn't it? Was it their defense?
I don't really think they lost
You're the
anybody.
one speaking on it.
They got worse.
they
than
didn't
some-
really
They
lose
got
nobody.
worse because I had this conversation the other day with the Bengals fan. He was like, "Man, we're gonna struggle this year. We got worse here. We got worse here."
No,
I was
they
thinking
didn't-
he said offensive line, but
They
he might have
didn't
said
lose
defense.
nobody, but they didn't gain nobody either. Is the problem?
I mean,
they're
Their
gonna
offensive line was already terrible.
they're gonna
wasn't
be
it?
mediocre like they have been every year. Besides the year they magically made a Super Bowl run for the first time in 50 years. 100.
But I will say with the Ravens, I'm going to go ahead and start talking about the Ravens.
We ain't got an hour for the Ravens,
Here's the thing, right, is Derrick Henry don't have to have the load that he had at the Titans because he actually has a quarterback that can help him. Tannehill was not a good quarterback. Anybody who says he's a good quarterback, he was a game manager. He was like Jimmy G. He's a game manager, okay? So, I mean, honestly, Lamar and what's going to help King Henry is Lamar can split carries with him.
But he don't
You know
have
what
a
I mean?
winning
Can
quarterback.
split plays with him.
right? Lamar is a winning quarterback.
No,
he
he's
has
not.
he has two
Listen
MVPs.
to me.
He has
He can't
won two
win a playoff
MVPs.
Winning
He
games.
can't-
Winning MVP.
You are 100% right.
I
And
wanna
a lot
know
of
who
that
Lamar
has to
Jackson's
do
gonna
with
throw the ball to.
Greg Roman, the old offensive coordinator, because when things got tough, he wanted Lamar to run. Lamar has to get, and I've said this on air before.
Ravens got
Lamar
worse
has
this
to get to a
offseason than
point
they did
where
better.
when he gets in trouble, he slings the ball. Not taking off, because every defense is ready for him come playoffs to run. He's got to get to a point to where he's consistent, like he was at Louisville. Whenever he was at Louisville, he was mobile, but he was still They still had a lot of passing yards. I mean, that one season he ran for 2,000 yards, and then threw for 3,000 or 4,000 yards. You know what I mean? He's Heisman. It was insane.
I agree with
if
you.
he
Yes,
can
we beat
get
him
back
that
to
year.
that, if he can get back to that.
Kentucky beat him that
If
year.
he can get back to that, oh, whoop-de-doo. Nobody cares. He's still on the
Half the
high.
year you sit here talking about how good Lamar Jackson was.
You beat us on a field goal. It was
I
the
don't
last
care.
second
We
field
had to
goal.
win. Hell's down. We had to win. Listen, anyways, on the Ravens, before you keep talking about them because they suck. Anyways, the Ravens ain't going to be no good because they got worse in the offseason. I don't know why you're going to sit here and say they're
They
good.
did not get worse.
Yes, they
Why?
did.
Because you took Patrick Queen off our hands?
That is one reason.
No, why?
That is one thing.
Look at his last year. He had a good season.
He led the
every
team in
other
tackles.
last year, every other year of his
Look how young
contract,
he
his
is.
rookie.
He's only gonna
Will
get
you let me
better.
finish?
He's only been there
Will
3
you let me
years.
finish? He had a rookie contract. This last year was his fourth year with us. The first 3 years he was terrible.
He was
terrible.
terrible. He
That's
didn't
why.
start.
That's why the Ravens were smarter
That's how
than
much you
Pittsburgh
know
and wouldn't
about
pay him what he
Baltimore.
wanted to get
That's
paid.
how much you know about Baltimore, Lamar Jackson fan. He didn't even start for him the first 2 years he was there.
His first year he didn't
The
start.
first 2 years
He didn't, but he
start.
played. His first year he didn't
He was
start.
in rotation, but he
No,
never
the
started.
reason
He
you
got
don't
subbed
think
in.
he started his first 2 years is because his first year he actually started, he was terrible. And he
was
didn't have
a
no
rookie.
stats.
He was a rookie.
No, he
You
wasn't.
can't
He was
expect
a- he
every
was a
rookie to come
second-year
in and be
player.
good. Listen to me. Patrick Queen's going to show everybody why he's a good middle inside linebacker.
Yeah.
But
No,
anyways,
the problem, where he's
who is
at
Lamar
now,
Jackson going to throw the ball to?
Besides,
Zay Flowers, Mark Andrews.
Okay, 2 people.
Okay,
You
that's
gotta
all
have
he needs.
4 on the field. to
His
throw
legs
to.
alone are a weapon.
You can have legs all day and run, but what
He's
are you
got
gonna do when
King
you play
Henry
against
in
a
the-
team?
he's got King Hen-
What are you going to do
Henry
when
in
you
the
play
back.
against a team that has a defense like the Steelers, or a defense like the Jets,
49ers.
or a defense like the 49ers? He's not going to do nothing because they're going to adjust to that, and they're not going to let him run the ball. That's what you don't understand. And Derrick Henry is literally going to be with you all for 1 season, and he's probably going to have to retire because he's going to get injured, and he ain't going to be worth the crap.
Oh no, but if he's at Pittsburgh, he'd be 21.
No.
right?
I don't want
He'd have
him.
his press
I
league.
don't-
He'd be
I
running.
don't want. I
We
don't
didn't
want.
want Derrick Henry. That's the problem. Everybody was trying to fight over an old running back that should be retired within the next.
Well, you've
1
got
or
a
2
quarterback that should be retired.
No, he should.
Based off the season
Well,
he had last year.
Okay, last
Pull
year
up his
he had-
numbers.
Last year he had a better season than the first year he had with the Broncos.
That's true. He didn't have
Both
a bad,
of them were terrible.
He didn't have a
Both
bad.
had a
seasons were
horrible
terrible.
team.
Sean Payton benched him.
He
Sean
did
And he's
not.
a better quarterback.
He did not
No,
have a
he's
bad
not.
season.
Look what he did with Drew Brees.
Drew Brees made Sean Payton. I mean, come on, man.
All right, that's enough. We've got to move on because we've got a lot more to talk about. Guys, we're going to take a short commercial break. When we come back, we've got the rest of the AFC, and then later on we have the NFC along with college and high school. You're not going to want to miss it. We're back with you in just a moment.
Make sure to stop by Williams Optometry today. Make an appointment with their specialist, Dr. Debbie Williams or Dr. Kelly Bentley, by calling 606-633-4481 and pressing 1 for the appointment locations. Williams Optometry currently has 3 office locations. They are located in Whitesburg, Hindman, and Shelby Valley Plaza. Call Williams Optometry today. Again, at 606-633-4481 and press 1 for their locations.
MGC Supply is your complete source for drainage and erosion control products. MGC Supply also sells services and installs Cummins generators. MGC Supply sells and delivers limestone gravel for businesses and homeowners. MGC Supply is your solution supplier and is proud to sponsor all the teams in Eastern Kentucky. 2590 U.S. Highway 23 South Pottville, Kentucky, 41501. Give them a call today at 606-433-0077. Or you can call them at 606-794-0077. 6765.
Make sure to stop by Williams Optometry today. Make an appointment with their specialist, Dr. Debbie Williams or Dr. Kelly Bentley, by calling 606-633-4481 and pressing 1 for the appointment locations. Williams Optometry currently has 3 office locations. They are located in Whitesburg, Hindman, and Shelby Valley Plaza. Call Williams Optometry today. Again, at 606-633-4481 and press 1 for their locations.
Welcome back to Coach's Corner. I'm your host, Ethan Cummings, co-host Sam Collier, co-host Big E, and very special guest, a childhood friend of mine and Coach Sam's, Nick Branson. Nick, once again, we appreciate you taking your time to be here with us.
Listen, a quick backstory, none of this right here would even have came together if we didn't do what we did when we was younger at the lunch table. What we're doing right now is what we used to do every single day at lunch. Sit there and talk about sports and argue with each other every single day because we all like different teams.
Yeah.
And it just made for this right here. This wouldn't be a thing if we didn't do that when we was younger.
Yes, and we also, since you said that, we also got to give a shout out to our sponsors that sponsor us and help make the show, and especially the guys at D&D Sports Network, because they couldn't. If it wasn't for Daryl and the crew at D&D, then we wouldn't be able to do this either right now. But speaking to the fact that we did this at the lunchroom table every day from 6th grade through. You'd have thought we was on ESPN. That's how it felt. So, but guys, we're going to go ahead and jump back into it. We're going to start with the AFC South. Big E, you're starting this one with the Jaguars. Tell us a little bit about them and where they'll finish in the division.
Jaguars, man, they're a good team, but they never seem like they can put it together. They got the pieces, but they fall apart towards the end of the season always. But they got Trevor Lawrence, which I think is the greatest college quarterback of all time.
Ooh, hot take.
Whoa!
Yes.
You cannot be serious.
I am very serious right now.
Not better than Tim Tebow or Cam Newton.
Tim Tebow.
Yeah.
Cam
But
Newton.
that's for
Joe
another.
Burrow.
That's for another
Vince
conversation. Trevor Lawrence was good out 4 years. Joe Burrow was good 1 year. So, but I won't get into that. But the Jags got a good defense. They're solid on defense. I see this team finishing second in this division behind the Texans. The Texans are good, but I do think they could win it. But after seeing last year and how C.J. Stroud performed, I think you got to give the edge to the Texans.
Absolutely.
Moving on, we have Sam. Since he mentioned the Texans, go ahead. Let's see where you're at with them.
Yeah, man. I agree with Evan. Texans are definitely going to be at the top of this division. Not only do they got a young quarterback in C.J. Stroud, they've got a top 5 quarterback in young C.J. Stroud in the league, and they add more than what they lost. They add more weapons to his already stacked offense that he had.
Danielle Hunter too on the defensive side.
Yeah, the defense is going to be good. This is going to be a great team to watch this year, and I don't remember who said you said Joe Burrow was going to be MVP this year.
I did.
Here's my hot take. I think C.J. Stroud can come in and be the MVP this year in his second year because guess who else done it, Ethan?
Lamar Jackson.
Okay, I'm going to give you a little props to that. He did do that.
And he
I think
just won it
C.J.
last
Stroud
year too.
does not deserve that, but it's
He
okay.
did deserve
He did
it.
not
Look
deserve
at his
that.
numbers. I'm not going to go into it, but I just want you to. Next commercial break, I want you to go online and look at his numbers.
I want you to
You
go
got to
back and
think
look at Patrick
MVP
Mahomes'
is a
numbers.
season. It's not a postseason.
Patrick
It's a
Mahomes.
regular season.
Patrick Mahomes.
Lamar had better numbers than him.
Yeah, Patrick didn't have. He
Didn't have good numbers. See, man, I swear.
He had his worst year.
I can't even go there. Finish
Really, you
with the
wanna get-
Texans.
I would've
I
gave it
can't
to
even go
Tyreek,
there
but-
with you.
Yeah, they won't give it to wide receiver or running back. But yeah, I think that the Texans will be at the top of their division. And again, they add Stephon Diggs from the Bills. They add Joe Mixon from the Bengals. I think that this offense is going to be awesome. But like Evan said, their defense is young. Also, they got that Stingley Jr. He's going to be coming in this year. He's going to be a second-year player at cornerback. and that's somebody that they need to watch out for as well.
Will Anderson Jr.
Will
His second year.
Yeah, they've got some good players.
All right, moving on, we have Nick with the Titans.
I think Titans are going to be better than what everybody thinks they are. They got Calvin Ridley in the offseason. This is Will Levis' second year in the system. I think he's going to take a big step. Got D-Hop, like you said.
Who's that running back that they had in the backup?
Oh, they added Tony Pollard from
Tony
Dallas.
Pollard from Dallas.
That backup for Derrick Henry last year was good too.
Yeah, that backup was really good.
And they got some good pickups on the defensive side as well. I actually think that they'll probably be about third in the division or second, but I think
Could be.
I think the Colts are probably going to be the worst, and probably the Texans. Yeah, I don't know.
I think the Colts are going to be second.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting
Hang
ready
on,
to
before
get.
let me give
I
y'all a
got the
little.
Jags.
Let me give y'all a little
man,
something.
Jaguars will be
Hang on,
last
Sam.
in the
Before Ethan talks about the Colts, Ethan was a diehard Colts fan before Lamar
What would
Jackson.
y'all
Y'all
was.
said
He never
Lamar
was a
Jackson
Ravens
got
fan.
into
He
the
was
league,
an Indianapolis
but then he wants to
Colts fan.
flip.
Are you going to give me time to
Bandwagon.
explain myself?
Bandwagon.
Are you going
They
to
ain't
give me
no
time to
explaining.
explain myself?
Bandwagon.
Give me time to explain myself. Time out for a second. Okay? So, I'm still a Colts fan. I love the Colts. I do. And I will defend the Colts in any argument. But Lamar Jackson played at Louisville. He was a Heisman Trophy winner. And so it only makes sense for me to root Lamar Jackson on when he gets into the league. And what's there any shame in having two teams that you like and defend?
Well, I mean,
That's a bunch of shame.
I pull for Titans because Will Levis from the Kentucky.
Okay, see?
But you argue
See,
the
and you'll
Bengals over
defend
the Titans,
Will
right?
Levis in the Titans, right?
If you had to pick between,
And technically, the Ravens have a Kentucky quarterback right now, Devin Leary, and
he was trash.
And,
He was horrible.
He was
and
trash.
Don't even get me
Jones
started about Devin Leary.
is
If we're
trying
going
to
to talk
fight
about
for
quarterbacks, who has Jack Plummer on their roster right now?
the Panthers.
The Panthers do. I mean, let's be
With zero
But-
primetime games.
Here's the thing. Before I start
talking
before I start talking about the coach, here's the thing. If Kentucky ever gets a Heisman Trophy winning quarterback, you'll probably root them on in the league. Right now, you don't understand because you guys have never had one, so you don't understand.
I root for Will Levis
So-
in the league. But
They ain't got to win
a
Heisman just to.
I'm just saying, y'all never had a Heisman winner.
Well, 'cause
So
we're
whenever
not
you
a
get
football
one,
program.
then you
We're
can
a
play.
basketball
Then you'll
program.
understand where I'm at. But until then, let's just continue to talk about the
Louisville
NFL.
produces Heisman winners.
But they still lose
gets
Kentucky.
wins over Louisville. That's it.
Okay. Moving on, I've got the coach. Here's where I'm at with the coach, guys. Okay, I think AR-15, Anthony Richardson is a really
Don't say
good
that on
quarterback.
there. You
Huh?
can't say that on
Oh, that's his nickname. I'm just saying. But I think he's a really good quarterback. I think he did good things at Florida. I think that he realized last year he's more like a Cam Newton, right? I feel like that he realized last year that he can't run as much as what he did in college, especially the way he likes to run. See, the reason Lamar is so successful. Sorry. The reason he's so successful is because he's shifty when he runs. He tries not to get hit. He tries to go as far as he can without getting hit, right? That's why he's so successful. Well, Anthony Richardson's like Cam Newton. He'll just run over top of him. You know what I mean? And you can't do that as a quarterback in the NFL. It never works out. I mean, you look at Tim Tebow, you look at Cam Newton, a lot of guys who like to do that, that never works out for them. So if he can stay healthy, if Anthony Richardson can stay healthy, the Colts have the pieces to be a top 2 team in the division. I don't know that they'll be number 1, but I do think their defense is rock solid.
Jonathan Taylor.
They've got Jonathan Taylor running the
league.
ball. They got Michael Pittman Jr. as the wide receiver 1. I mean, and their defense has been good the past
Who's
few
that?
years.
Who's that
Forrest
other receiver
Buckner.
they got? That white receiver they got. What's his name?
Win.
No, I mean, he's number 14 for the Colts. I can't think of his name. He's a good
Just
receiver.
go on.
Alec Pierce.
They got Alec
Alec
Pierce,
Pierce.
yeah. He's
Alec
actually
Pierce.
mixed, but yeah, he's Alec Pierce. But moving on, we've got to discuss the AFC West. Evan, we're going to start with you. You've got the Chiefs.
I really wish you wouldn't have gave me this thing because I really don't like the Chiefs. But I mean, it's Patrick Mahomes. What can you say bad about him? You can't really, besides he had his worst season last year and they still won the Super Bowl. So, the Chiefs, they're always going to be good. This year, I'm a little on the opposite side of the defense because you lose L'Jarius Sneed, one of the best defensive backs in the league.
Yep.
So that's a big piece, losing him. You still got Chris Jones up front. You got the receiving core is iffy too.
Well, they got that receiver now. That's got the fastest.
We're never gonna get through this if y'all put that.
Xavier Worthy, he's
That'll
good,
finish, then you
but
can
he's a
vote.
rookie. I don't trust in Hollywood Brown. Rasheed Rice, he's up and coming. You know what I mean?
Might be
So
true.
I will disagree with you on one thing before I let you finish. Is Hollywood Brown, I think, will do great there because Hollywood Brown has always liked a quarterback with an arm. You know, he's quick. He
Yeah, but
likes those deep routes.
he hasn't proven nothing yet.
He hasn't, but what I'm telling you is the reason he hasn't is because
Well, you
he's not
got to
had
think he had
quarterback
Lamar
like
Jackson
that.
and Kyler Murray as
Yeah.
his quarterbacks. He's not going to succeed.
No, not as a deep threat.
I will say though, come Christmas Day when the Steelers play the Chiefs, the Steelers will win that game.
Thank you. I've said the same thing, brother.
Where they finished at in the division this year?
They finished at the top. This division is the
Division
worst in
is
the
worst
AFC.
division ever.
Who's going to beat them?
Look at the teams they got to play against.
All right.
Broncos and Chargers.
Moving on. Sam, defend the Raiders.
Gardner Minshew got the
Where
starting
they
spot
at?
today.
Where were they finish? And talk a little bit about it.
Hey, Gardner Minshew got the starting spot today. So
Well, that's a good thing. You know, I don't think that they would have done anything without him being their starting quarterback. He done great for the Colts last year.
He
Whenever
did.
Anthony Richardson got injured. This got him over at well, I call him Oakland, but Las Vegas. And, you know, he's obviously got a deep threat with Devontae Adams.
Yep.
He's been the best wide receiver in the league for years. And then Tyreek Hill, I think, has finally took that over.
I agree.
But he's still a top 3 receiver. You know, Devontae Adams is one of the greatest route runners there is. But route runners. But yeah, man, I don't know. The Raiders got a good defensive end of Max Crosby. It's the Raiders though, you know. Give me the Raiders and finishing third in the division. I'll put the Chargers over.
it's really hard. It's a mix-up between
Nick, you've got the Broncos.
Yeah.
Bo Nix, baby.
Yeah, they got Bo Nix. I mean,
Yeah,
is there a worse
Wilson.
franchise picking quarterbacks than the Broncos? I mean, they've had like 17 different quarterbacks and like
Since Peyton Manning.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
The only good thing they got for him is Sean Payton. They used to have a pretty good defense. They still might have that, but you're going to throw the ball to, and is Bo Nix even really going to be that guy for you? And
Is Jerry Jeudy still there? Or did he get
No, he got the Browns.
Get the Browns.
so I don't know who they're going to throw to, and I just think Broncos are going to be
Courtland
one.
They went to the
I
Browns.
think they're going to be one of the worst teams in the NFL. I got them
Yeah.
dead last in this division.
Well, I've got the Chargers. So you know that they got the new coach, Harbaugh, Jim Harbaugh, and I think he's going to do good there. I think he'll build there. I don't think he'll win. I don't think he'll be a contender this year. I think eventually he will be, though. I mean, he's a contender with the 49ers. If they'd have left him alone, he'd probably have 2 Super Bowls
Well, it hurts
by
him
now.
losing Austin.
It does hurt
And
them
Mike
losing
Williams.
Austin. I'm going to tell you, Justin Herbert is one of the best young quarterbacks in the league.
He ain't
I
proven
truly
it.
believe
I'm
that.
just not
I
buying
truly
into the
believe
hype.
that.
He ain't proven it.
I
James
think-
Norris, I'm sorry, buddy, but no, he's not.
Yes, he is.
No.
His numbers speak for
Justin
themselves.
Herbert
I mean,
is
he's
not
got
a
an
top
arm.
10 quarterback in the league.
I didn't say a top 10 quarterback. I said one of the best young quarterbacks. Did I specifically say he was top 10? No, I didn't.
He was the best young
No, I did not say
he'd have to be in
that.
the top 10.
I said he was
He's
one of
only
the better
13.
young quarterbacks in the league, and he has a lot of potential, a lot of upside. He actually reminds you a lot of
I can
Phil
name you
Rivers.
5 better ones right now.
I could name you 5 better quarterbacks than C.J. Stroud, but I didn't call Sam out over
You
it.
can't-
either.
you
cannot
can't name
Yes, I
five
can.
quarterbacks
Yes, I
better
can.
than
No, you
Justin
cannot.
Herbert.
Yes,
Do
I
it right
can.
now. Let's see.
Okay, Patrick Mahomes.
Okay.
Lamar Jackson.
No.
Yes, he is.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
No, he's not.
I
Yes,
have to
he
give
is.
you that.
Aaron Rodgers.
No.
If-
No.
Yeah, he is.
No, he's
yes,
not.
he is. He's
No,
proven
he's
more.
not.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is.
We going off career, we going off right now.
We're going off right now.
We're
5.
going off what's been proven.
No, we're going off right now.
Can I
Aaron
know
Rodgers
what's
can't
been
get
proven?
nothing.
No.
He didn't
Top
play
5
last
now.
year.
Okay.
You can't even give a top 5. Look,
I'm
he
not
can't
even going to
do it. He
defend.
can't
Yeah,
even
I
do it.
can.
He's
Yeah.
done. He's done so.
That's it. We're going to commercial break. We'll be back with you in just a moment.
MGC Supply is your complete source for drainage and erosion control products. MGC Supply also sells services and installs Cummins generators. MGC Supply sells and delivers limestone gravel for businesses and homeowners. MGC Supply is your solution supplier and is proud to sponsor all the teams in Eastern Kentucky. 2590 U.S. Highway 23 South Pottville, Kentucky, 41501. Give them a call today at 606-433-0077. Or you can call them at 606-794-6765.
Make sure to stop by Williams Optometry today. Make an appointment with their specialist, Dr. Debbie Williams or Dr. Kelly Bentley. by calling 606-633-4481 and pressing 1 for the appointment locations. Williams Optometry currently has 3 office locations. They're located in Whitesburg, Hindman, and Shelby Valley Plaza. Call Williams Optometry today. Again, at 633-4481 and press 1 for their locations.
Back. Welcome back to Coach's Corner. I'm your host, Ethan Cummings, co-host Sam Collier, co-host Big E, special guest Nick Branson. Guys, we just did a preview of the AFC. Now we're going to run through the NFC, but we're going to run through it a little faster than what we did the AFC. I kind of spaced the AFC out because I know we'd talk about it more.
Well, it's the better.
It's the better conference by far, yes. But
don't sit there and do that. Don't sit there and say that the NFC is a better conference than the AFC. I don't want to hear.
But let's move on to the NFC East. We have Evan first up with the Eagles, Philadelphia Eagles. Take us through it real quick and where you think they'll be at in this division.
The Eagles will obviously be first in this division. I mean, they're the best team. I don't think they're the best team in the NFC, but they're the best team in this division. No, I wouldn't even give them top 2. But, you got Jalen Hurts, but you lose Jason Kelce, which was the heart and soul of that offensive line. Right. That's a big loss. You bring in Saquon, but, honestly, I like DeAndre Swift better than I like Saquon. You can rely on him more. Who knows if Saquon's going to stay healthy. So I would much rather have DeAndre Swift there. The defense, they just got dudes on the defensive side of the ball. That defense is so good that, it causes anybody problems in the league. So I think they'll finish top of this division. But this is
AJ Brown now.
AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert. I mean, you can go on and on about the players they have. So
we do have a comment coming in, guys. What about the Detroit Lions? Well, we haven't made it to the AFC North yet, but we're getting ready to right after this division.
NFC North.
Or NFC, my fault. We haven't got Nick did that earlier, didn't he?
Yeah, I said
but we will get to them here shortly, so just stay tuned in with us, and you'll get to hear all about the Detroit Lions. Big E, where will they finish?
They'll finish first in this division.
Next, we have the New York Giants. Sam?
Where do you even start? This is a dumpster fire organization right now. Nobody wants to play.
It's always been.
They want us. What do you mean?
Super Bowl twice.
2 of them against Tom Brady.
I meant like here recently, the past few years. It's been.
Well, yeah, they're a dumpster fire. I mean, I don't know what's
ever
going
since
on.
Eli Manning retired.
I don't know what they got cooking up there in New York for the Giants, but they're going to be the worst team in the NFL this year.
I think Danny Dimes has a comeback season.
The worst team will be the New York Giants this year.
I don't know.
No, man, I do.
Panthers.
I think Danny Dimes is having a comeback season. I'm telling you. Watch and see.
Please stop.
Watch it. You want to talk about somebody? You want to talk about somebody that can run? Wandale.
Listen,
Malik Neighbors. They just got Malik Neighbors from LSU.
Okay, that's all right.
You said they finished worst team in the NFL?
Worst team
okay,
in
we
the
can't
league.
spend too much time on it, guys. Moving on, we have Nick defend the Commodores.
Commodores?
Commanders, my bad. I had Barry Central on my brain. Sorry. The Commanders. I put it right on the paper. I just didn't read it right. Okay.
They got Heisman Trophy winner Jalen Daniels. I think is a massive pickup. They've been lacking quarterback play there forever.
Yes, sir.
I feel like they've always had consistent, good defensive players and pretty good defense. They've just been missing the weapons on the offensive side. So they got Austin Eckler for running back. Like I said,
They got a bunch of running backs. Antonio Gibson. They've got
Ryan Thomas.
and they still got Scary Terry, the receiver.
Well, they've also got Chris Rodriguez from Kentucky.
Oh yeah, I forget about that.
I
And
mean-
Jamin Davis on defense.
I mean,
And they got Dan Quinn as their head coach.
I think.
I see the Commanders actually being second in this division.
Me too. I agree with you 100%.
And Dallas Cowboys dead last. That's my hot.
We haven't got there yet, guys.
Well, I'm sorry.
No, not.
I mean,
so
not,
you
dead,
say
not,
second.
not dead last, but I mean they won't make playoffs. Sorry.
That's dead last. If you don't make
Guys,
playoffs,
I'm going to tell you right now, the Dallas Cowboys are going to win this division. They're going to win the division. This year, this season, Dak Prescott is going to win this division. Now, I do not think they'll win a playoff game. But I do think they'll win the division. I think that, they're just,
what do they got?
they're so talented.
Who's he gonna throw?
They got
to?
Zeke. They got
CDs.
Zeke back.
Yeah,
What's
Zeke
Zeke
back.
gonna do?
2
CeeDee
yards.
Lamb, Dak Prescott, their defense is great.
Name
CD Lamb. Their defense is overrated.
They lost everybody. They didn't get better.
CeeDee
They
Lamb's
got
underrated.
worse.
Their defense is overrated.
No, it's
Yes.
not.
Yes,
Yes,
it
it
It's
is.
not. No, it's
Yes,
not.
it is.
Love exposed
No, it's
him,
not.
dude. Are you
No.
serious?
Their defense is
I'm saying it right now. The Dallas Cowboys, number one in the division.
Trayvon Diggs,
Number one in the
overrated.
division.
Pick 6 or nothing for him.
Yes. Pick 6 or a
It goes
50-yard
Dallas,
touchdown.
Eagles, Commanders, Giants is the way I would see
No,
this.
Cowboys.
It goes Eagles, Commanders, Cowboys, Giants.
Nope.
I'm putting
Cowboys
the
at
Giants
the
over
top
the
this
Cowboys.
year.
Wait and
Moving
see.
on, we've got
And
the
the Giants.
AFC. We've got the AFC. I'm still at first seed.
Golly. They
NFC,
tore up.
NFC North. Evan, we're starting with you with the Vikings.
Well, you just lose J.J. McCarthy, which is a huge loss. You got to play Sam Darnold. He was an okay backup at the 49ers. He's not really a starting quarterback. You bring in Aaron Jones, though. They lacked last year in a running back. Alexander Madison was terrible. I had him on my fantasy team.
Yeah, he was horrible.
He was awful. You still got Jay Jettis. You still got, what's his name? Addison kid. Jordan Addison. Yeah, you still got him. He's a baller. On the defense,
Tight end,
T.J. Hawkinson, but he's out right now. He's hurt. Yeah. So, you don't really know if he's going to play. On the defensive side, you lose Neil Hunter to Texas, to the Texans, not Texas. So, I really just think this is not a good year for them with everything that's going on. So, I still think they're a good team. I still think they'll win games, and I still think they'll be third in this division in front of the Bears.
We got up next. We got Sam with the Detroit Lions.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna speak on the Lions very highly right now. They're coming off one of their best seasons ever, in a long time. And I think that this Detroit Lions team could come out at the top of their division, and I think that they could even make a Super Bowl this year, coming from the NFC.
I think that Dan Campbell is one of the best
Dan
quarterbacks.
Campbell is
one
a
of
top
the best.
three coach.
I agree, dude. I
Yeah.
think he's a
He
heck
is
of a
phenomenal.
coach.
Dan
Yeah.
Campbell's
And he's a
awesome.
risk taker, right?
Yeah,
That's what I
yeah.
love about him.
Yes.
Like he
I love
does
that.
not the trick
I love that.
plays. He does
Detroit's
not
smart.
care.
We'll keep him forever.
Mike
Yeah.
Tomlin, and Andy Reid, Dan Campbell.
Yeah, I like that.
That's a good list.
Where's John Harbaugh at?
He's like 9 or 10.
Kidding me?
What's
Yes.
Matt LaFleur?
Are
Gotta
you
give Matt
kidding?
LaFleur some respect.
Yes,
I can name you 10 better coaches.
Sean McVay. He's
No.
good.
Stop saying it.
Matt
man.
LaFleur is a good coach. He's a great coach. Actually.
Listen, anyways, Detroit Lions, they've got
Kyle Shanahan.
They've got a Super Bowl quarterback. they've got a Super Bowl quarterback in Jared Goff from the Rams. He went to the Super Bowl before. Jared Goff has proven that he can still be a good quarterback. He's a great pocket passer.
Yeah.
And he's got
The
all
Rams
the
gave
weapons.
up on him way too early.
They did.
Agreed.
And-
He's
and-
underrated.
Yeah, he's very underrated. And the offense that he has with Detroit, man, he's got two very good running backs.
Mm-hmm.
He's got the receivers. He's going to be getting back Jameson Williams.
Sam Laporta at tight end.
I mean,
Their
he-
defense
I
knocks the
would
kneecaps off people.
Their defense is they're hard-nosed and gritty. I like this Detroit Lions team, and I see them going very far this season. I really do.
Up next, we've got the Green Bay Packers. Nick.
Here we go.
Green Bay fan.
Sorry, Lions fans. Y'all had one good, great year. Enjoy what you had for the only time we in NFC North. We're taking it back over. We're going to win this division. Jordan Love's going to end the year a top 3 quarterback in NFL. You heard it here. And,
He better after they just paid him
Yeah,
that much.
after that big contract.
Yeah, he better.
well, he's going to be. He's going to show everybody what's up. I think he's going to take the
Ben
next
Simmons
step.
at the NFL.
We got Josh Jacobs. Replaced Aaron Jones, unfortunately.
That's a great pickup.
That's a great pickup. And
I don't know if it's an upgrade though. I think
Yes,
Aaron
it's an
Jones is
upgrade.
better.
I don't know, man.
It's an
I
upgrade.
think Aaron Jones is better. Aaron Jones is better in the pass game than Josh
agree.
But
Jacobs
they
is.
don't need him in the pass game. They needed a running
They've
back.
always used him in the pass
But,
game. It's
but
always
Aaron
been
Jones,
successful.
last
in
year
the
though, he
backfield.
was nicked up all the time, so they probably just did it
Aaron
because
Jones is getting towards the end of
I was about to
his
say he's getting up there in age too. But
Josh Jacobs is still a young running
Yeah,
back
he's
that
still
has
young.
a lot of years left behind him in the gas tank. I think that it's
So
an
you think
upgrade.
they win the division? The Packers do this
and
year?
I think signing Xavier McKinley, the safety from the Giants, was a massive pickup for our
Yeah, man.
defense, and we got a new defense coordinator. So
It's
I'm
McKinney.
I'm not going to dispute that. Before I go to take the Bears, because obviously the Bears are going to be the worst team in this division, but I am going to talk a little bit about them. But I just like, what weapons does Love have? You know what I mean?
He has a
Like,
good young receiving
he
core.
just a lot of young guys.
He got
It's
running
not-
backs.
It's not just one
got
guy.
running
It's
backs.
all.
I know that, but he don't have that. You know, a lot. Your better teams have that one guy,
Right.
have that one receiver. You know what I mean? And they just don't have that.
That's the
I
thing.
didn't
Well,
think they had
and
that.
I
Aaron
can say
Rodgers
this-
his last couple
I
of
can
years.
say this about Green Bay. They don't have to have that top name to have a good team. Green Bay
They
is a
didn't
team-
ha- okay, they
Green
did-
Bay reminds me a little bit of like the same in the Steelers aspect of they're always going to be a good franchise. Regardless.
Yeah, they're going to be
And
good.
they're going to have a good team regardless. And that's what I'm saying, you know, yeah, they got young receivers to throw to, but they're good receivers to throw to, and they're young, and they're going to get better each year. They're building through the draft, and that's the way that you should build your franchise up, is through the draft with these young players.
You know, and I'm going to get to that right here with the Bears, because I've got to talk a little bit about the Bears since they're my team. I think the Bears are trying their best to rebuild through the draft and not sign big free agents. They're just not there yet. I think it's a longer
They
process.
had a good offseason. I don't know if you've seen their offseason.
I think they said Justin Fields went worried about you because why couldn't you done it for him? Because I think Justin Fields is still could be a really good
Yeah, I
quarterback.
think whenever the Steelers decide to kick Russ to the side and give
I
it
would
to
do it
Justin
now.
Fields,
There ain't gonna be
then
no
you're going to have the
kicking
quarterback
Russ.
you want.
I agree. I think they should
Yeah, I
do it
think
now.
Justin Fields was a
Russell
great
Wilson,
quarterback.
his days are over.
Yes, they are.
He might
Boys.
back out, he won't walk out that door because he ain't gonna be the
Ju-
same.
Russell Wilson should never left Pete Carroll.
Russell
Should
Wilson,
never
Russell
left
Wilson
Pete
is
Carroll.
going to be that veteran quarterback to get this Steelers team to the Super Bowl. And then when he does that,
So y'all are going to the Super Bowl this year.
AFC, the Steelers
You are
will
going to
go
the
to
Super Bowl this year.
Yes.
Wow, that's a big jump.
Stop
Yeah.
it.
You're
You
going
guys
for
are being
free.
so unrealistic.
You all were
right
barely lucky to have a winning record the past 2 years. What makes you think
still
you
Okay,
have
with a trash quarterback and one of the worst
we can't get back on the
offensive coordinators in the
Steelers?
league.
We've already talked about the Steelers. That's y'all's problem. That's y'all's problem. You don't compare everybody to the Steelers. Like the Steelers is the best franchise in the league.
It is the best franchise.
the
The best franchise.
This season, going into this year,
You said franchise.
best franchise going
Best
into this year.
franchise, yes.
No.
They can make the playoff for however many years they said, but they don't matter. They don't win the game. so what's it even matter?
What's it matter? All right, guys, we're moving on. When we come back, we've got the last two divisions for the NFL, and then later, then we'll have college talk, and later on we will get to high school. So you're going to want to stick around. We're back with you in just a moment.
MGC Supply is your complete source for drainage and erosion control products. MGC Supply also sells services and installs Cummins generators. MGC Supply sells and delivers limestone gravel for businesses and homeowners. MGC Supply is your solution supplier and is proud to sponsor all the teams in Eastern Kentucky. 2590 U.S. Highway 23 South Pottville, Kentucky, 41501. Give them a call today at 606-433-0077. Or you can call them at 606-794-6765.
Make sure to stop by Williams Optometry today. Make an appointment with their specialist, Dr. Debbie Williams or Dr. Kelly Bentley, by calling 606-633-4481 and pressing 1 for the appointment locations. Williams Optometry currently has 3 office locations. They're located in Whitesburg, Hindman, and Shelby Valley Plaza. Call Williams Optometry today. Again, at 606-633-4481 and press 1 for their locations.
Go Go Steelers.
Welcome back to Coach's Corner. I'm your host, Ethan Cummings, co-host Sam Collier, co-host Big E, and then special guest host Nick Branson. Guys, we appreciate everybody staying on and staying tuned in with us. Up next, we've got our last two NFL divisions before we move on to college. We're going to finish off, starting off with the NFC South. We're going to start with the Falcons, Atlanta Falcons. Big E, it's all you.
The Falcons, I think the Falcons got a great young team with Drake London, Bijan, Kyle Pitts. I think Michael Penix will take over at some point this year.
After they gave Kirk Cousins the bag.
Yes, I do. I do think he will. I do not think Kirk Cousins is not that good, and if they're not winning, they ain't going to play him. And they got A.J. Terrell on the defensive side. He's a baller. So this Falcons is a good young team. I hope Bijan does good because I just drafted him in one of my fantasy leagues, so I need him to do good. Yeah, it was in the school, so we done it in school. So I think this is a good young team. I think they finished second in this division.
Okay, up next we've got the Panthers. Sam.
I can just give me the bad Man, what can you say about it?
Jack Plummer.
I mean,
0 primetime games. That's what you can say about it.
listen, the Panthers are another franchise that really has went downhill since Cam Newton left. I mean, this team has been god-awful.
Luke Kuechly, too.
Yeah, Luke Kuechly retired at a young age. I mean, who would want to play for a team that's never going to win? I mean, honestly, I don't blame him for retiring.
You only go there to get paid.
Yeah, literally. I mean, we're talking about a team that's got Adam Thielen as their wide receiver 1.
Yeah.
I mean,
We're at the end of
Adam
career.
Thielen is a wide receiver 3 at best.
Yeah, he's a flex option.
Yeah, he's not somebody. He is not somebody that you want to be your number 1 option in an offense. Bryce Young is not an NFL quarterback. I'm not going to say he wasn't a good quarterback in NCAA. I mean,
Here's his problem. He's
obviously
not
he
Kyler
was
Murray, but he can't move like Kyler Murray, so it makes him not as good. You know what I'm saying? Because the highs is there, but
Yeah,
He needs to gain weight, though, man. He's
Right,
doing
yeah, he's still got that college physique. He's not trying to build himself up for the NFL. I just don't see him lasting much longer in a.
So where do you think they
Yeah.
finish in the
Where they
division?
The Panthers are going to be the second worst team in the league, right after the Giants. They're going to be
Right before you, man.
right before the Giants. Yeah.
All right, moving on, we have the Saints. Nick, you can take that one.
Saints. I haven't been a Saints since they lost Drew Brees, but their defense has been always consistent. Good players. Derek Carr, I mean, sometimes I think he can do it, and sometimes he ain't working on it.
He's not consistent.
Yeah, he ain't consistent. They got good talent, but can they put it together? I'm not for sure. But I got them play second or third in this division.
Well, I've got the Bucks. I think the Bucks are going to surprise a lot of people this year. I think they are. I think they're going to win some games that they probably shouldn't. I think, Baker Mayfield looked good.
Yeah,
he looked good
I
last
like
year.
Baker
That's probably the
Mayfield. Now
best
that
he's
not
looked
the
since he's
Browns-
been in the league.
Now that he's not a Browns uniform, I can sit here and say, hey, I love watching
He looked good in LA.
He's definitely.
I hate him playing against
honestly, like even though he was playing for the Browns, truly last year was the best season he's had
No, it
since
was,
he's been in the
100%.
league.
And look at what he has, though.
And he has a lot of weapons.
He has everything that he didn't have when he was at the Browns.
Yes, he does.
He has what he had when he was at Oklahoma. Now
Yep.
he has what he needs right here at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yep.
That defense is killer. That offense.
It's
he
Ethan's
has
turn to
all-
talk. He's
It's
talking
okay.
about
I mean,
the
there's no
teams.
point in me even being on paper.
No, I agree with you though. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, no,
think
I
the
get what you're
Buccaneers
saying.
will be
No,
at the
and
top.
I think I'm gonna make this short and sweet because I know we got another division to get to, but I think the Bucks will win this division.
Yeah.
I think they'll make some noise in the playoffs too. Moving on, we've got the NFC West. We'll start with Big E again. You've got the Seahawks.
Seahawks might be the worst team in this division. Even with that receiving core they got, I don't believe in Geno. Geno had one decent
You
year.
think they're worse than the Cardinals?
Yeah, I mean, it depends on how Kyler
That's
Murray
tough.
plays this year. That defense is good, but the offensive line is not good. Kenneth Walker, he did not stay healthy last year. So, you can't
But
just.
they do got a new coach this year.
You lose Pete Carroll, which is one of the greatest coaches.
But I will say you,
It's
they
one of the
gained.
worst Super Bowl calls of all time.
Mike,
Yes.
is it
Oh
Mike?
my
Is it
gosh.
Mike McDaniel? Is that his last
Yeah.
name? Mike McDaniel. Yeah, but you did gain one of the best defensive minds in the league, in Mike McDaniel, because
Right.
Ravens' defense was legit last year. I just want to throw that out there, and
It's all right. They
I
had
think he's
Patrick
going to
Queen
excel there. I do.
leading the way.
Yeah.
Guess where he's at now?
Word.
Oh my. Yeah, so I'll give them third in this division, but I do think they can be the worst team in this division.
All right, up next we've got the Cardinals. Sam.
Come on, Kyler Murray.
Yeah, that's the problem. It's Kyler Murray. That's the whole reason why the Cardinals franchise is going
Well, you
down.
know, last week we had a hot take about Kyler Murray. You know, they didn't let him take any snaps,
Yeah.
not even a snap in preseason after coming off an injury. What sense does
I
that?
just don't see the Cardinals.
I don't think he's fully healthy.
I
They
don't
would
see
have
the
let him.
Cardinals having another winning season until they figure out a quarterback situation. I think the worst thing they could have done was got rid of Joshua Dobbs.
Well, how do you feel about Jonathan Gannon as head coach? Like,
I mean,
I don't think that was a good hire either.
Where did he even come from?
He was
He's
with
the
the
Eagles
Eagles.
DC.
Yeah,
He's
he was
the
the
Eagles
Eagles
defense
DC.
coordinator.
Did they win
Yeah.
the Super Bowl that year? The Eagles.
They haven't won it since
They've won
Nick
it.
Foles.
Yeah,
Foles won.
they went to the Super Bowl.
They went to the Super Bowl that year.
2
though.
years ago,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's Jonathan Gannon was DC.
So listen, I just don't think that the Cardinals have a lot of pieces on defense. Yeah, they got Boot Baker, but that's about it on their defense. They've not got much on their defense. And then you go to the offense side of things. Yes, they draft Marvin Harrison.
Big time.
Yeah.
That's a big piece to have, but you got nobody to throw him the ball.
Well, I will say this: when Kyler Murray's healthy,
Yeah, he
can
makes
sling the
plays.
ball.
He can make
But it's keeping him healthy is the problem.
And-
I just do
is he
not
focused?
believe in him. I don't believe in him. I think he's inconsistent. Yeah, he can make that big time play that goes on ESPN, top 10. But what does he do?
That's
the
all
rest
you
of the
need to
game?
get.
Well, the
money.
biggest thing and so far it's been the biggest thing with him and the biggest concern people had before he even got drafted was his height.
Yeah, it's
You
a
know,
big problem.
and so I
He's
think that's
5'9".
where a lot of his
How are
struggles
you
come
going to be a
from.
5'9" quarterback?
Is it that
man?
short?
I swear he's a
I thought he was
5'10".
5'10".
They might as well get you out there, ain't that right, Sam?
Yeah, my
Hey, did you see
Yeah.
Sam with his Heisman?
Yeah.
Out there on the
What, he had
Jenkins
3
football
touchdowns?
field there and meet the Cavs.
Yeah.
He had his Heisman pose.
That's right, baby.
Yeah.
Big stride, baby. Listen,
all right, we're moving
the Cardinals
on.
are going to be last in this division, obviously, and I just don't. I don't think that they're going to be that good. The only thing that I see on their offense doing any good this year is James Conner. James Conner.
All right, moving on. Moving
No,
on.
let him finish. We've tried to rush him every time we need to move on. He's just kept talking. So you done?
Well, let me talk about.
All right, moving on. Nick, you've got the Rams. Tell us about them. Where you think they'll be at?
Well, they lost one of the best defensive players ever, Aaron Donald, unfortunately, retired early, but I still think they're going to be better than what everybody thinks. They could win this division, but I ain't going to say that. But don't never count out Matthew Stafford. Everybody's talking about Cooper Kupp like he ain't no more. Let him recover.
They got Puka.
They got Puka. I mean, they still got a lot of talent. I think they can make some noise. And Stafford,
Tyron Williams. He's
yeah,
a
that
good
running
running
back.
back.
So, I mean, they got potential to do really good, and I got them second in this division.
I've got the 49ers.
I think it's all
the 49ers, I think, will definitely win this division. Didn't you read me a report at the house the other day that was Brandon Oaks
We're
from
talking
State?
about. Well, it's what I said last week. If he doesn't end up getting traded, he's going to stay at the 49ers.
Yeah.
and they're
Well, I
gonna
mean,
restructure contract.
the 49ers are just one of them teams that's going to be really good throughout the regular season, and I still don't think they make the Super Bowl.
Because Kyle Shanahan
I mean-
can't coach in big time games.
No, he cannot.
They can't.
Yeah, no.
Here's my thing with the Brandon Ayuk situation is I think he's.
Well, we're not talking about Brandon Ayuk. I was just asking you about the report you read me at the house
mentioned
the
it,
other
so I
day.
figured I'd go ahead and say
But
it.
no, I
He
think
stays
that
in
here's
the
simple
49ers.
fact is the 49ers are going to finish at the top of the division. They're going to be a top tier team, and they're going to be a contender. Although I don't think they'll make it to the Super Bowl, they will be a contender for the Super Bowl. They'll be talked about all season. Like
They'll be better
You
than
got
the,
3 teams to talk about in the NFC to make the Super Bowl, and the rest of them won't.
they'll be
Yeah.
better than the Packers.
yeah,
I mean, let's be real.
Well, their revenge is coming for
yeah, the 3 teams: the Cowboys, the Packers.
Oh my God.
Eagles. Whoa!
All right, guys. When we come, we're getting ready to take a short commercial break. When we come back, we will have a preview of Kentucky football. You're not going to want to miss it. Be back with you in just a moment.
MGC Supply is your complete source for drainage and erosion control products. MGC Supply also sells services and installs Cummins generators. MGC Supply sells and delivers limestone gravel for businesses and homeowners. MGC Supply is your solution supplier and is proud to sponsor all the teams in Eastern Kentucky. 2590 U.S. Highway 23, South Pottville, Kentucky, 41501. Give them a call today at 606-433-0077. Or you can call them at 606-794-6765.
Make sure to stop by Williams Optometry today. Make an appointment with their specialist, Dr. Debbie Williams or Dr. Kelly Bentley, by calling 606-633-4481 and pressing 1 for the appointment locations. Williams Optometry currently has 3 office locations. They are located in Whitesburg, Hindman, and Shelby Valley Plaza. Call Williams Optometry today. Again, at 606-633-4481 and press 1 for their locations.
Welcome back to Coach's Corner, guys. I'm your host, Ethan Cummings, co-host Sam Collier, co-host Big E, and special guest host Nick Branson. We appreciate you staying tuned in with us, guys. Up next, we have the Kentucky football schedule right here in front of us. We're going to go game by game down the line, predict the score, predict who wins the game, eat one game at a time, okay? So we'll start with Sam and come down the road. Sam, Kentucky's week 1 is at home against Southern Mississippi. Who wins the game? What's the score?
Kentucky wins this game 42-10.
42-10.
38-7.
Kentucky.
Yep.
First game, I'll say 27-7. That defense will be a lead.
Yes. I'm going to say you guys win that game as well. I think 36-7, something like that. I think it's going to be a blowout. I'll give you all that one. And just to look, you can talk. I mean, we're not that crunched for time. You can talk about the game if you want to a little bit, but
yeah, we're going
not that game.
Yeah,
week 2, you're playing South Carolina at home.
See, listen, this is where I love our schedule. We're going ahead and getting into these tough games right off the rip. We're not playing against these low teams that we shouldn't even really have on our schedule in the first place. You know, like the EKU game, we played them last year.
Well, you still have those teams on the schedule. They'll just spread it out.
Well,
It's usually
they
early in the
are,
season.
but they're not. You know,
I mean, what do you mean
Every
you are?
team that we play against
You're
is-
talking about Ohio and Murray State. They're just spread it out. That's the only difference. They're not week 1, 2, and 3.
You know, I can't wait till we get down
I know. So listen,
It's
anyways,
simple.
you know, I think that Kentucky comes in, and South Carolina, we've been needing to beat them the past couple of years, and we've lost to them. I think Kentucky can prove to everybody that we can win this game with the defense that we've got this year, not off of our offensive play, but our defense. Our defense is what has really hurt us against South Carolina the past few years, because we get into that soft defense like they like to say last year or whatever.
I hate that.
That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard, and I'm glad that we got rid of that. And we're going to come back in with a stacked defense, and we're going to be able to smack South Carolina in the mouth. I think it's still going to be a tough game, but I give this score, I want to say 28-24, Kentucky.
This is the game of the year for Kentucky. We lost South Carolina 2 years in a row. We got to beat them. First ABC primetime game on ABC for SEC this year. It's a must-win. I think we'll finally beat them, though. Defense is going to stop them. They ain't going to be able to do nothing. So I'm going to go Kentucky 28, South Carolina 17.
Yeah, I think Kentucky gets a win here too. They lost Spencer Rattler last year. He was a great quarterback. He made big plays for them.
He did.
So when you lose a quarterback like that, it's hard. You know what I mean? So, you know, I don't think that Kentucky will put up a lot of points here because they're actually going against the SEC school week 2. But I will say we get to win. I say 17-14 Kentucky.
I think you guys are going to win this game as well, week 2. I try to be, even though I don't like Kentucky, I try to be realistic with my picks.
I like to be realistic with my predictions. I'm not going to sit here and fully hate on Kentucky and say you are going to win 2 games, 3 games, and be done with it. That's not who I am. But I will say that I think you all win this game. It's at home. Like you said, it's the first big primetime game for the SEC this year.
On ABC.
On ABC.
Yeah.
But I'm going to be honest with you. I think it's a low-scoring game.
I do.
I think it's
That's
going to be
why
a
I said
low-scoring game.
17-14.
I think you're looking at, I'm thinking you're looking at something like 21 to 12. 21-12. I think that would be my score prediction. It's low scoring. It's right there at the 20s, but South Carolina is at 12. So yeah, that's where I'm at with it. We got you at 2-0 so far. Moving on to week 3, you got Georgia at home.
Yeah, man. I'm not going to be like I was last year and be this delusional Kentucky fan and say that we can beat Georgia. I'm not going to say that this year, but I will say we can compete with Georgia. I think that we do end up losing this game to Georgia. I think that the final score will be 34-21 Georgia.
Nick?
It's Georgia. Last year they destroyed us. We got them at home this year. Georgia's still Georgia, don't get me wrong, but they did lose some guys on the defensive line. They ain't got the talent they used to have there.
Brock Bowers, too.
Brock Bowers.
Probably the best player in college football.
And Ladd
McConkey. Like I said, it's still Georgia, though, but I think it's going to be competitive this year than it was last year. I got us losing 24-21.
Yeah, I mean, you're still playing Georgia. You're still playing the best coach in college football right now in Kirby Smart. Like Sam said, I'm not delusional, but I still think any game is possible to win, especially being at home. I do think we're going to lose. I think it'll be, I'll give Georgia 37-30, Georgia.
Well, I ain't no hope y'all winning this game. I'm gonna be realistic. I know y'all are Kentucky fans, and if it was tables were turned and we were talking about Louisville and Georgia, I'd be the same way, saying that we can compete. So I don't blame you whatsoever. But there's no way you compete with the Georgia Bulldogs. No way whatsoever.
No way.
They are going to beat you all.
How bad?
42-7.
Stop.
At least.
Stop it.
42-7.
No. This defense is so elite for Kentucky.
It was better
This
last
is
year
elite.
with
So-
Devin Leary.
This
There's
is
no
elite.
way.
It's
Devin
not-
Leary.
You're talking about one of the best teams in the nation.
Yeah, but like I
guys.
said-
You're talking about one of the best teams in the nation. There's no way that you compete within 3 touchdowns of the Georgia.
We returned everybody and got a
You
better
may return
quarterback.
everybody, but you still wasn't as good enough to compete with them last year.
That was
But they
last year, but we're
lost.
better this year. Nobody else in play America returned as many stars as we did on defense. We returned 9 out of 11 stars on defense, and we got the best nose tackle in football.
I think it's a
Deion
loss.
Walker,
I think it's a blowout loss. That's my
No.
personal opinion, but I do think
Okay.
it's a blowout loss.
No.
Next, we have the University of Ohio, week 4.
Listen, Kentucky's going to be coming off of a loss against Georgia. They're going to want
Not a blowout loss, though.
no, it's not going to be a blowout loss.
That's
But they're going to want to show everybody that no matter who they play, they're not going to let up on them. Last year, like I said, we go back to that EKU game. Our team came in, didn't care about the game. They act like it was just going to be a breeze or whatever. And then EKU started competing.
Yeah.
And I actually got scared for a second. Thought we was going to lose to EKU. I mean, honestly, that's what I'm saying, though. Kentucky is not going to be that this year.
Yeah.
They're going to be able to prove a point, and they're going to come into this game against this Ohio team. And Ohio, obviously, playing against Kentucky, which anybody that plays against an SEC school, they're going to play as hard as they can.
Yeah.
Kentucky's not going to let that happen. Kentucky, this is going to be a blowout win for Kentucky. I'm going to give them. I'm not going to put them in the 40s. Give me 34-0.
wow.
I don't think that Ohio scores on us this game.
I think it's going to be
I think it's going to be a shutout.
Kentucky is going to start out slow in this game. I think it's going to be an emotional loss for them against Georgia, unfortunately. But I still think you beat Ohio. Ohio's going to score a little bit. I think on Kentucky catch them off guard, but I'm going to go say 14-38. Kentucky wins 38-14.
Kentucky wins this game, obviously, but y'all are throwing up these big numbers like we're going to blow teams out. But we didn't blow teams out with Liam Cohen there. We don't know what this offensive coordinator has, so I'm not throwing no big numbers out there like that. I'm going to say we beat this team 27-10.
Well, I'm going to say, and this happens. This don't just happen to Kentucky. This happens to every big school that competes. You always have that one team on the schedule that everybody's like, this is going to be a blowout, and and they think it's automatic one. But then you watch the game, and there's a little bit of competitiveness to it. Now, although I do think Kentucky bounces back and gets a win off of Georgia, after losing to Georgia, I think that Ohio's is going to be a team that shows a little bit of that competitiveness with them, because Kentucky's always going to be down. After a loss. You know what I mean? Like, after a loss, any team's going to be down after a loss. And I actually think it's a high-scoring game, though. I'm with you guys. I think you're looking at 42-28.
You think that they score 28
I
points?
think they score 28 points, but I think a majority of them comes in the first half. And in the second half, y'all just walk away with it. That's my personal opinion.
I mean, you just never know, because they could get down for little Ohio as well after a big game like Georgia.
All right, here's another one I want to talk about.
I agree.
Moving on, we have Week 5 at Ole Miss.
God. I'll tell you right now, I can't stand Ole Miss right now. I really can't.
The hype's real.
I mean, I cannot believe that they have beat us like they have the past few years in football. And
Lane Kiffin, man, he's a coach.
yeah, I'm gonna tell you right now, this is at Ole Miss.
Mm-hmm.
Don't scare me.
That's a hard place to play at. No joke. That's death bad.
Yeah.
Let's think about it.
That ain't that bad.
No, LSU.
That's LSU.
My bad. What,
This is Oxford, bro.
Oxford. Yeah, this is Oxford.
They gonna.
These are some of the best. These are some of the best fans in the United States. I mean, Ole Miss has one of the best fan bases that is in college football, and Kentucky can come into this game and either play really good or play really bad. And it's
That's any game, though.
No, listen. It is any game. It is any game.
You never know what's gonna happen Saturday.
Right, you never know what's going to happen. But the way that we have played against Ole Miss, it's been a dogfight every time we play against them.
And losing horrible ways too.
Yeah, we lose in some of the worst ways ever. I mean, you're talking about last-minute touchdowns, field goals, etc. I mean, it's aggravating. It'll kill you so. But at the end of the day, what can you do about it?
So what's your prediction?
I think Kentucky can go down to Ole Miss and win this game. And it'll be a low-scoring game. I'm talking 21-14 Kentucky.
I like it. I've been saying it all preseason. Kentucky goes on the road and beats Ole Miss. This is the year we finally do it. Get revenge on them, and finally, because if Kentucky's going to have a great year, they got to beat South Carolina #1. But if you want to go like 9-3 or whatever, you got to beat Ole Miss. One of these teams on the road. But I think we go in there, beat them, low scoring, 21-17. Kentucky upsets and shocks the world.
I think Kentucky goes down there, and I think they lose this game. They got Lane Kiffin, one of the best coaches in college. They got Jackson Dart. He's a 3-year starter. He knows how to play football. He is a good quarterback. They always got a good running back room.
Yeah,
So, I think this is a hard game to go down and play. Kentucky always is going to lose 1 or 2 games to good teams. It's just always going. They never take that step and beat the teams like Ole Miss is a good team, but it's a team that Kentucky can beat. You know what I mean? So, and they always, I feel like, somehow lose that game. So I think they lose this game in a heartbreaking way. I think it's going to be something like 27-24, last second field goal. Ole Miss wins.
I'm going to be honest with you, and y'all are going to be surprised by this, but
There ain't no way.
I actually agree with Sam and Nick. I think Kentucky beats them this year.
Yeah.
I told y'all.
Well, I will say the reason being is that you all need to win a road game, and that's the only road game on your schedule that I think you'll win.
Really?
But we'll get to that later. We'll get to that later. But I think Kentucky actually wins it in a heartbreaking way for Ole Miss. I think you win on a last-second field goal, 24-21.
We actually got a good kicker this year.
So that's how I think it goes. But we do got to move on. You've got Vandy at home.
Man.
Vanderbilt at home. So they are the Commodores.
Yeah,
They are the
They are the Commodores.
Don't spend too much time on
I'm
that.
not going to spend too much time on it. I want to go back. Y'all remember that meme whenever Vandy was saying that they want Georgia or want Bama?
We
They
want
want
Bama, yeah.
We want Bama.
55 million.
This is going to be Kentucky with Vanderbilt when they say they want Kentucky. Kentucky's going to beat Vanderbilt like a drum in this game. I think Vanderbilt puts up 10 points, but I think Kentucky, this is going to be another high-scoring game for them. I think this is going to be 50 points or more for Kentucky against Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt is not going to be good at all this year. I don't see them doing well at all for the next few years in the SEC.
Best thing they had was Ray Davis, and they lost him last year to Kentucky.
Exactly. I mean, honestly, let's speak some facts. They don't got nobody, and I don't think that they are going to be able to compete with anybody.
So what was your score on that game?
50 plus to 10.
50 plus to 10. All right.
I got 48-3. That's all you need to know. Vandy's horrible.
Yeah, I'll give 37-3.
I'm gonna. Yeah, I think it's gonna be a blowout too. I'm gonna actually say 50 to 14 is what I was gonna say. And the reason I say that is because Kentucky's gonna be on such a high coming off an Ole Miss win that they're gonna be ready to get anything in front of them. I mean, that would be any team getting a big win like that
exactly.
because that beating Ole Miss at Ole Miss would be huge, right?
that would be
So I think they do blow. I do think they blow them out. So guys, right now, me, Nick, and Sam Nick and Sam, you all got them with. We've all got them with just
y'all
one
got-
loss. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5-1. You've got them at 4-2. Big
Yep.
E. We're moving on to week 8 at Florida.
This is a big-time game for a lot of reasons.
Florida, Sam, prediction.
This is going to be a dogfight. This is going to be I'm not even joking when I say this. This will be the best game to watch for Kentucky this year, other than Louisville. Even the Tennessee.
Yeah.
I think this is the game that you want to watch with Kentucky because Florida, for some reason, man, we'll beat them one year and then we'll lose to them. We've beat them the past 2 years, right?
Florida last 5.
Oh, wow. Yeah, listen, Florida has a very good team this year.
I wouldn't say very good.
I think they're better than what they've had. They're definitely better.
Yeah.
Got Grand Murder.
I think that Kentucky comes in off of these 2 wins against Ole Miss and Vandy. They go down to Florida, and it turns into a dogfight, and it's going to come down to whether our coaches are able to get us to that game.
So what's your prediction and what's the score?
Prediction, let me do 24-21 Kentucky.
Nick?
This game's big because for the Florida end, this could be Billy Napier's last coaching game ever. He loses Kentucky. They got the toughest schedule in the country. I know it's at the Swamp, but that's where we broke the streak in 2018. We're better than Florida. I know it's going to be tough. Give me Kentucky and a close, like you said, critical game, 14-10.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with Nick there. Besides, I don't think it'll be a close game. I think it'll be a high-scoring game for Kentucky. If you watch them last year when they played Utah cooked them boys. That defense, it was horrendous last year. I don't see it being much better this year. I think you see something around 42-27. If
Kentucky winning?
Kentucky winning, yes.
Wow, that's
That's
Well,
big.
we did blow them out last year, but I just feel like it's at the Swamp.
I'm going to go, this is where the buck stops for me. I think you all lose this game. I do. It's at the Swamp. Now, if it was at home, I probably would have leaned towards you all, but with it being at the Swamp, I believe it's going to be a close game. I'm with you guys there. But I don't think you guys come out. I think you're going to be on a high emotional train, coming off a win against Ole Miss and then blowing out Vandy. You're going to be really high in emotions, and I think that Florida's going to knock you back down a little bit, getting that second loss of the season. I think it's going to be a score range. But I am with you on the score. I think it's going to be something like 38-27 is where I'm at with it. So I have to say I do have to predict that and say that I think you guys will lose at Florida. Moving on, we've got Auburn at home.
Auburn is a good team.
Yeah.
It's another team out of Alabama. I think that they performed well against Alabama last year in that game. They went down to the wire. They went down to the wire between them.
Should have won. They choked that.
Yeah, you're right.
4th and 30.
I mean, that's crazy. But, Auburn is a team that's tough to beat.
Yeah, they're tough.
Auburn is a team that's tough to beat. And
You got them at
so
home.
this is where you boys might not agree with me, but I think that Kentucky loses this game to Auburn. I think we lose this game, and I think we lose this game by 2 touchdowns. I do. I think we end up losing this game 28-14. This is where I say that we get hit in the mouth. I think we win against Ole Miss, Vandy, and Florida, but whenever it comes time for Auburn at home, I think they come in and they beat us and they put us back down the pedestal. But it gives us the motivation to go in to Tennessee that next week.
I disagree with you, bro. Auburn's not as good as everybody thinks they are. They ain't even got a good quarterback, Peyton Thorpe. The only thing he can do is run. It is a big-time game at home, but I think Kentucky's just better than Auburn right now. Defensively, I mean, I think Kentucky's top 3 in the SEC. I mean, we can debate that another time, but I think Kentucky wins 28-21.
I'm with Sam here. I do think we lose this game, coming off the 3 wins that we just got. And then Kentucky always drops a game at home. It doesn't matter. They always drop a big game at home. And I think this is the big game that you lose at home because you're not going to lose to Louisville and you're not going to lose to Murray State. So I think they come in, they're on that high, and they're on that high. And, I think Auburn just has a chip on their shoulder, and they're going to smack them right in the mouth, and they ain't going to expect it. I think you see a better game in the second half, but I think it's going to be so bad of a first half that it's hard to recover.
Exactly, I agree. We're going to smack them.
I have to disagree with you. I got to agree with Nick. I think that Kentucky wins this game. I think it's a big game at home. I think you're coming off a loss to Florida in a must-win situation because you definitely don't want to go to Tennessee on a 2-game losing streak. That is not how you want to go to Tennessee. So I think they win. I think that they win the game. I'm not saying it's going to be a dogfight. I understand that, but I do think it's a high-scoring game. I think it'll be somewhere along the lines of 36-30, maybe 37-30, something like
you're
that.
doubting this defense a little bit.
But I do
I'm
think,
telling you, bro,
You're giving a lot of teams a lot of points against Kentucky.
They go to Ohio like 20-something.
Yeah, that's crazy.
well, that's just because they were overlooking. But we're going game by game, guys. You should have mentioned that when I was talking about Ohio, okay? But you should just be happy I'm giving y'all props and being realistic.
Yeah, you are. You are being
Thanks for agreeing with me.
I don't know if I
do
can
think-
agree with Louisville's schedule like that. but
I do think that Auburn. Well, I don't expect you to be the way I'm
expect you to
saying.
do this, but you're being it. I appreciate it. That's what I'm saying.
But I do think y'all beat Auburn. Moving on, we're going to Tennessee.
Listen, I've said this since the schedule came out. We will go down to Tennessee. Down there in the Smoky Mountains.
That's a tough place to play.
I don't care where
One of
it's
the
at.
toughest places to play.
I don't care. I don't care.
Rocky Top.
We can go down there.
We'll
They gonna sing that
always
song.
be
They gonna sing that
on
song. They gonna sing that song, and they're gonna be shutting up by the time the fourth
old
quarter
Rocky
comes.
Top.
Listen to me.
Rocky Top,
Stop.
Tennessee.
Stop. Stop. They're gonna quit singing that song by the time the fourth quarter rolls around. Because Kentucky's gonna show them we're tired of losing to Tennessee. We beat Tennessee 28-17.
Nick?
I'm sorry, Kentucky fans, this breaks my heart, but until I see it with my own eyes, I'm not picking us to beat Tennessee at all. At Kroger Field or at Rocky Top. They got our number. They got our number, and
28-17.
I just don't see us beating them. I mean, I think it will be competitive, but like I said, until I see it, I'm not saying we'll ever beat Tennessee. So, I don't know, Tennessee 35, Kentucky 21.
This is one of those games I think you go down to Tennessee, and I think you do win it, man. Tennessee coming in, they lose one of their offensive tackles to Kentucky. They got a sophomore quarterback that didn't get no touches last year besides, garbage minutes. So, what do you have to expect from them besides that they're going to be coached well and they're going to be a good team. We returned all of our receivers. We got a great defense. I think this is a game that Kentucky has marked down on their calendar. I think this is the biggest game of the season. I think if you don't win this game right here, then you lose the next 2 games on your schedule. And So I even could see you losing to Murray State if you lose this game right here. So I think this is a must-win game for Kentucky.
I have to disagree with you. There ain't no way y'all lose to Murray State.
I'm just saying.
But I will say this. You all, there is no way you go to Rocky Top and beat Tennessee. You can't beat them at home. So what makes you think you can go to Rocky
For the
Top
longest time ever,
and
it
beat
was always
Tennessee?
that way. They always beat us at home, and we always
What was
beat
your
them at
score?
home.
I didn't let you get your score.
Oh, yeah, I didn't get my – I'll say the score is going to be somewhere around the lines of 34-27.
Okay, I'm going to say Tennessee wins it, guys. I'm sorry. I think they win at 42-28.
What are you supposed to do?
I mean, I don't think y'all beat Tennessee. Like Nick said, Tennessee's got y'all's number, man. I'm telling you. Even at home, I wouldn't pick you all.
It changes
to beat
this year.
Tennessee.
I hope it does.
I
see it.
I hope it don't. But
Yeah, okay.
all right, guys, we got to move quickly on these last three. Okay, so Murray State.
Kentucky wins this game 24-7.
55-3.
It just depends on how that Tennessee game goes for me, but I think we win it, so I think they win 42-14.
I'll say 44-3, Kentucky. Moving next, we've got Week 13 at Texas. New team to the SEC. Remember, just
I'm
keep in
so
mind we got
glad
to move
we can
quickly.
speak about this now.
Horns down.
Listen to me.
I
They
just
should
need a
have stayed in the
prediction.
Big 12. First off, okay, yeah, I know. Listen, they should have stayed in the Big 12. Coming over into the SEC, it's a whole different ball game. Texas is not going to be as good as they're used to being. With that being said, Kentucky goes to Texas. They beat them. 34-21.
Nick?
Think it's going to be a close game. This is in November. This could be a good time to get Texas, but I still think they got too much talent. It's at Texas, atmosphere I've never been to, so we'll lose 24-17.
This right here, this is the game. This is why I say we lose to Ole Miss, because I think we win against Texas here. I think we go down to Texas, and I just don't think we win. I think we beat them boys by 21. They played Alabama. They played Alabama last year. That was a good game. I know we're talking about a team, but Kentucky's going to be a team that they overlook.
He's been watching too much of Max Kellerman.
Kentucky.
Give me Iguodala.
No, Kentucky's a team that they're going to overlook in the SEC because they think Kentucky is going to be middle of the pack, and I think Kentucky is going to go down there and prove a point. I think you see something along the lines of like that's 37-17.
I disagree with you, Big E. I think that Texas beats you all. I mean, you're talking about a team that was just in the college playoffs, like Sam stated. This is a very good team, a very just traditionally good program, right? Football program. They're a football school. And so, although I don't think it's a blowout, I mean, I think you all do compete a little bit with them, but I do think they win 28-14. Last up, probably the most important game of the season, Louisville at home. Go ahead and spill all the bad beans out.
There ain't no bad beans to it.
What
y'all need are some
Actually,
magic
time out.
beans.
Hold up. We're going to get to Louisville in the next segment after we go through Louisville schedule. We'll get that. We'll make that the last game before we get to high school.
Let's do that.
Guys, we'll be back with you with the preview of Louisville football, and then later on we've got high school sports. You're not going to want to miss it. Be back with you in just a moment.
MGC Supply is your complete source for drainage and erosion control products. MGC Supply also sells services and installs Cummins generators. MGC Supply sells and delivers limestone gravel for businesses and homeowners. MGC Supply is your solution supplier and is proud to sponsor all the teams in Eastern Kentucky. 2590 U.S. Highway 23 South Pikeville, Kentucky, 41501. Give them a call today at 606-433-0077. Or you can call them at 606-794-6765.
Make sure to stop by Williams Optometry today. Make an appointment with their specialist, Dr. Debbie Williams or Dr. Kelly Bentley, by calling 606-633-4481 and pressing 1 for the appointment locations. Williams Optometry currently has 3 office locations. They're located in Whitesburg, Hindman, and Shelby Valley Plaza. Call Williams Optometry today. Again, at 606-633-4481 and press 1 for their locations.
Welcome back to Coach's Corner. I'm your host, Ethan Cummings, co-host Sam Collier, co-host Big E, and special guest host Nick Branson. Guys, we appreciate you staying tuned with us. And although we didn't make it fully through Kentucky's schedule, it's because, guys, the Louisville-Kentucky game, we only need to talk about it once because it's probably going to take longer than any other segment I could have put on here. But let's go ahead, and we're going to try to run through Louisville schedules, a little bit quicker than we did Kentucky's. So, week 1, Austin Peay. Funny story, ain't Austin Peay like one of the teams that beat Kentucky, like when Calipari had a bad year? Was that Austin Peay?
We lost in
No, that was Robert Morris.
Robert Morris.
Yeah.
Robert Morris. Okay.
But anyways, Austin Peay.
All right, Louisville at home against Austin Peay.
Yeah.
Louisville can win this game, obviously, because this is a nobody. Give me Louisville 34-10 in this game.
55-14.
42-7.
Louisville for both of y'all.
Yeah.
Just making
No,
sure.
Austin Peay.
Austin Peay.
Yeah.
I'm going to say something
I don't
along the
like
lines of
Louisville.
54-3. I don't think that I think our defense, just like Kentucky,
I'm not giving y'all
Louisville
34
returned
points.
just like Kentucky. Louisville returned a lot of their defense. And guys, we have to remember Louisville had one of the best defenses in the nation last year by numbers.
They did.
We led the nation in stats.
By numbers.
Yep, they did.
Look by schedule, and you'll see why.
Okay. Week 2, Jacksonville State University at home.
Golly, what a schedule we got.
Yeah, this is awesome. I
This
love
is
this.
such a hard schedule.
Listen, I love it. Jacksonville State puts up a fight against Louisville in this one. No, I'm kidding. Give me Louisville. Give me, again, I'm going to give them 34 points, this time to 14. 34-14.
I got Louisville 38-3.
45.
You mean to tell me that the
10.
whole time they play somebody, they're not even going to put a touchdown in the
I think that Louisville obviously wins this game, and I say we win it 38-10. 38-10. Moving on, we've got Georgia Tech at home. This is a conference game.
Oh, I know it is.
In the weakest conference.
Listen to me. Georgia Tech is a team that you can't just look over. You know.
It really,
They're not.
It really is.
No, I'm
It's
telling
a-
you, no, they're gonna be better than what people think.
It really
Listen,
is.
when you talk about football schools, the ACC, Georgia Tech is a football school. It's a team that you can never overlook.
Yep.
Just like South Carolina is.
Yep.
For the
They gave us a fight last year in the first quarter.
exactly.
They did.
I'm gonna say
I
that
believe
this,
I'll come back and win.
I'm
know.
gonna say that this is going to be a dogfight for Louisville. This is going to
Yep.
be their first actual game of the season. Let's forget about the first 2 little speed bumps that they got. Let's get into this right
Well,
here.
the only difference in our speed bumps and Kentucky's speed bumps is we didn't spread ours out.
No, you have a bunch more, but
Yeah, it's okay.
We'll get into that
We'll
later
get
on
to
their
your-
schedule.
we'll get to your schedule.
Way weaker schedule.
Anyways, Georgia Tech. I see Louisville losing this game to Georgia Tech at home, and I think that Georgia Tech beats them 28-21. I think they beat them by a touchdown. I really do.
Oh, wow. Okay. Nick?
I think Georgia Tech's gonna be way improved for this year instead of last year. I don't like Louisville, but be real here, I still think y'all pull it out. It's gonna be a tough one. I'm gonna say 24-21.
I got to agree with Sam here. I think this is the first real game you're playing. You're coming off 2 easy wins. You're on the high. You're like, man, ain't nobody beating us. You come in and you play an actual team that has actual players that actually get recruited. I think you get smacked in the mouth right here. I think you lose by 14. I'll say 37-20.
Well, here's the thing: is like that's so much. I'm not even gonna laugh about this. That's so disrespectful on so many levels because those teams, and even speaking on the teams like Ohio and Southern Miss and Murray State, that Kentucky
I wish
plays,
Kentucky didn't.
Those teams still recruit.
Yeah.
They may recruit more locally, but they still recruit, and they're still a Division I school, and they still come to compete.
Yeah,
right?
I'm talking about.
But I'm just saying they do have players that exist. It ain't like we're on Madden. Okay?
No, I'm
we
not
ain't playing
talking about
We
that.
ain't playing on Sam's East.
But you're playing 1 and 2 stars. When you get to Georgia Tech, you're playing.
I
3
understand
and
that.
4
Well, then you
stars.
should have worded it that way. You said they didn't have real players nor real recruits. That's just so disrespectful.
They're not.
So many
I
levels.
mean,
But
it's not.
moving
I was
on.
waiting for him to say it.
We're
I said it was fake.
moving on. We're playing Georgia Tech at home. I do think it's going to be a close game. I think that
It will be.
it's going to be our one of our first tough tests, and so. But I think we come out with the win. I think we win 28-24.
Okay.
At
So
home.
you just really well, I said 28-21, so just flip
Yeah,
what
I
said.
think they get 3 more points than what you said.
Okay.
Moving on, we go to Notre Dame.
Yeah, this is a team that I think Louisville exposed last year.
Yeah.
You know, people said that Notre Dame this, Notre Dame that, and then Louisville goes in and they show them what their defense is about, and they end up getting like 9 sacks that game. I mean, it was ridiculous how many times y'all got behind the offensive line and got back there to the quarterback. I don't think Notre Dame will be the same way this year as it was last year. Obviously, they're not used to losing to Louisville. They're not used to playing Louisville either, though. And now that y'all got them on your schedule back-to-back years, I think Notre Dame.
We play
comes
them
back.
every year. They're in our conference.
You play them every.
We
single
play
year.
them every year. Yes.
They're independent in football.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're independent as far as like postseason, but in the regular season they play every team in the ACC. Like they play Louisville each year, they play Clemson each year, they play
I could've
Virginia
sworn
each
they
year.
had- I remember last year was one of the first times they had in a while. I thought.
No, we've played them every year.
Really?
Yes, we
Oh,
play them.
well,
We play a home and away with
That's
them
on
every
me.
year.
You know, that's on me. But I still think that Notre Dame builds up a fight against Louisville. But I think Louisville still comes out on top of this one. I think they go over Notre Dame, they beat them, especially losing to Georgia Tech at home. I think that this is the game that they got to win to show that they can beat Notre Dame multiple in back-to-back seasons. I think this is also going to be a close game, though. Give me this one. I mean, this is kind of crazy. Give me this game at 21-17.
Louisville beat Notre Dame last year in an upset at Louisville. This is at Notre Dame. Reality's going to come back to y'all. Y'all going to get smacked around on this one, 40-17. Notre Dame's going to flex its muscle powers and
Wow,
all over you.
40-17.
40-17.
that's tough.
That's big. Nah, that's 23 points.
At Notre Dame, they're getting revenge on y'all.
I got to disagree here. I think Kentucky. I think it's Kentucky. God. That's how bad Louisville is. I don't even. Are they? I forget they're in the state. Louisville. They're always going to win one big game. I think this is the big game that they get. So yeah, I think they win, but I think it's a close game. I think it's a 24-21.
Yeah, I think we win. I think it's a defensive battle. I do. I think.
So y'all are 4. You chose them 4-0.
Yeah, but we also started the season like 8-0 before we lost our first game last year. So I'm gonna say we win this, but in a defensive battle, I think it's 17-10.
That's good.
17-10, we win. Moving on, we've got SMU, who's new to the ACC. We play them at home.
This is Southern Miss, right? Is that-
No, this is
SMU
Mustangs.
Mustangs.
no.
From Texas.
They're from Texas. Yeah.
Yeah, SMU Mustangs, red and blue.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah. This is I just had there's so many colleges
The red and
like
black.
you at the end. I mean, honestly, let's be real.
What was their team colors again?
Well, I was just trying to think. That's
Go ahead
I know
with
you're
your
talking about
prediction.
now, yeah.
Go ahead.
That's Southern Methodist is what it is.
I guess just go on.
Something like that.
Go on. It's SMU. Go on with your prediction. Go on.
Well,
Mustangs.
anyways, SMU comes in to Louisville. This is their first year in the ACC. SMU's still a good team. This is another team that Louisville can't overlook.
I agree with that.
I think that this team comes into Louisville and shows Louisville they're better than what they are, and it ends up being a close game. But I got Louisville winning. I I think Louisville wins this one 34-21.
I think it is going to be closer. SMU's a pretty decent program, but Louisville's got too much talent for them. I say Louisville beats them 31-7.
Yeah, I think SMU, they are a good ball club, but I think Louisville shows them like how one of the better teams in the ACC is. You know how they play and how much power it is to play in the ACC, because it is the second best conference, third best conference in college football. I think it's somewhere along the lines of like 34-27.
Yeah, I think we win this game too. But I don't think it's going to be close. I don't. I think we're going to win it. I think it's going to be somewhere along the lines of
Well, they're going to put up a good fight because
38-14. I think we win 38-14. I think if they do put up a good fight, it's going to be in the first half. Come second half, I think we run away with it. So moving on, we're going to the University of Virginia.
Horrible team.
Yeah. Let me go ahead and just say this right now. This game is going to be 55-10. This will be Louisville's blowout win. This will be their blowout.
I got to go. They're horrible. 42-7.
Big E.
38-6.
They don't make the field goal.
Extra point.
No, they kicked 2 field goals actually. They kicked 2 field goals.
I think this is one of them games that we win, but I think that we're on a high. You look at it, we're coming off.
You're 5-0 at this
5-0 at this
as you
point.
say.
And I don't think we lose, but I think it's a closer game to a team that we should blow out, and they're going to come out and play a lot harder. Like, just like we had talked about with some
Well, if
teams
this is a
today.
game, that's a bad
see
rate.
them.
I think that we
worse.
win this game, but I think it's like 28-14. I think, I
You
do.
think Virginia can put up 14 on Louisville's defense? Like, let's be honest. You're very high on your defense.
Yeah.
You got a good defense. You go
Well,
sit
I
there and
mean,
tell me
I
that
think
the University
I
of
think that
Virginia
we're on
is gonna
such a
get
high.
14 points.
I think we're on such a high that they score. They do. So we let
No way.
14 points go.
No way.
Yep.
I can see that.
I'm not even a Louisville
Yeah.
fan, but I don't see that. If that happens, it's with this next
Well, you never know. You could be lacking or overlooking.
Moving on, we've got Miami at home. Now we beat Miami on the road last season. Miami at home.
Listen, this is another college football school
Yep.
right here. I mean, traditionally,
Never won ACC.
they never won the ACC, but they're definitely not a basketball school.
No.
They're a football school. I think Miami, they come in at Louisville, and they put up a bigger fight than they did last year, obviously.
It was a close game last year.
Yeah, but I think that it's going to be a neck and neck game all the way through. This is going to be more of a defensive instead of an offensive, or vice versa. It could be all offense, no defense, but that's not going to happen in Louisville. I want to say that this is going to be a lower scoring game. I'm going to say Louisville ends up winning this game 17-10.
Nick.
Unfortunately, I got y'all losing this game. I feel like this is a good opportunity for y'all to slip up here and lose a game, come back to reality after, if you start 6-0 like you said they're going to. Miami, Cristobal's been recruiting very good there. They got good talent. I think it will be close though. I say 27 Miami, 21 Louisville.
Yeah, this is a game Louisville loses for sure. Miami, last year, Miami should have won. I think that is a better team, even though, you might think otherwise. I don't think they blow y'all out. I think they come in, with, like they got something to prove. You know what I mean? They got to prove themselves in the ACC this year. So I think they come in and they beat y'all 37-30.
I think we win this game. I think it's a close game.
You're saying, oh my
I
God.
think we win this game. It's at home.
I agree with you.
Listen, Louisville's a hard place to play at home. It really is.
Not for Kentucky.
It's not that hard to play.
I mean, you all barely beat us last season. Barely beat us last season.
Last
But
time
we're saving that for a minute. But I'm just saying, Louisville is one of the harder places to play. And if you notice, we were undefeated at home last season. We were undefeated at home until we played Kentucky. We were through conference play. We was undefeated at home. But I say we win this, but I agree with Sam. I think it's a close game, but I don't think it's low scoring.
You think it's gonna be
I think it's going to be a high scoring game. I think you're looking at something like 42-36.
Wow.
Louisville. Yeah. With that being said, before we finish Louisville's schedule, we're going to take a short commercial break. We'll be back with you in just a moment.
Make sure to stop by Williams Optometry today. Make an appointment with their specialist, Dr. Debbie Williams or Dr. Kelly Bentley, by calling 606-633-4481 and pressing 1 for the appointment locations. Williams Optometry currently has 3 office locations. They are located in Whitesburg, Hindman, and Shelby Valley Plaza. Call Williams Optometry today. Again, at 606.
MGC Supply is your complete source for drainage and erosion control products. MGC Supply also sells services and installs Cummins generators. MGC Supply sells and delivers limestone gravel for businesses and homeowners. MGC Supply is your solution supplier and is proud to sponsor all the teams in Eastern Kentucky. 2590 U.S. Highway 23 South Pottville, Kentucky, 41501. Give them a call today at 606-433-0077. Or you can call them at 606-794-6765.
Welcome back to Coach's Corner. Guys, we're going to finish up this Louisville schedule. So we're going to go ahead and move on to Week 9, Louisville at Boston College. Well, before I let Sam go, where's your record at for Louisville right now?
My record is they beat Austin Peay, they beat Jacksonville State, they lose to Georgia Tech, they beat Notre Dame, they beat SMU, they beat UVA.
Just give us the number.
Did I say? I think that I said they beat Miami.
Yeah,
Did I? Or did I?
you did.
You did. I did. I got them losing one game so far.
I got them.
So 6-1,
Yeah, I got
5-2, 5-2, 7-0. Start with.
That is delusional. You cannot say nothing about
We
it.
started out the season 8-0.
This isn't last season.
Listen to me.
Time out. We'll talk about that here in a minute.
That's fine.
Let's go to Boston College.
I think that Louisville goes to Boston College and they win this game, but this is one of them games where Louisville is slipping up a lot, making a lot of bad decisions, a lot of bad throws, maybe even a few turnovers on the offensive side, which causes them to have to be on the defensive side more often, and it wears their defense out. And I think that this ends up being a close game, even though you don't want it to be. I think Louisville ends up winning by a touchdown. Give me Louisville winning this game 28-21 against Boston College.
It's Boston College. Ain't really much to say. I got y'all winning 36-14.
Yeah, I mean, Boston College ain't much. All they got going for them is Mike Tomlin's son. He plays there, so that's always a good thing when you got a coach like that son. Y'all should beat this team pretty handily, 27-21.
I agree with you that we should beat this team pretty handily, but we won't. I'm gonna tell you why.
What I said?
Yes, I agree with what you said exactly. Because anybody who watches Louisville football and knows Louisville football is we slip up against a team that we should blow out every year. Same thing happened with Pittsburgh last year. We had way too many turnovers. We was 8-0. We slipped up and we ended up losing
Yep.
to Pittsburgh on the road, and right here we are playing Boston College on the road. I think we make mistakes. I think this is the game we lose. I think it's close. I do. I don't. By no means do I think Boston College can blow us out. I think we get beat. And usually when Louisville makes a lot of mistakes, just like that Pittsburgh game, it's a low-scoring game. So I'm going to say we get beat 14-10.
14-10. Wow.
Yeah.
And this is where you're going.
Week 10 at Clemson.
Clemson wins this game. Clemson beats Louisville. I think Dabo Swinney is a phenomenal coach.
Yes.
I think that Clemson is going to have a better season this year than they did last year. I think this is also going to be another close game between them. But you can't count Louisville out. I think this is going to be a game where it's, in the 20s again.
Yep.
I say that Clemson wins this game 24-17.
Dabo Swinney's declining at Clemson. Won't admire the transfer portal every year since 2020, I believe. They've been going down and losing more than they ever have. Every game last year, they turned the ball over one time. I think Louisville goes on the road at Clemson, beats them low scoring 17-14. I really do believe it. Clemson's not what they used to be. Sorry.
Man,
I agree with you.
I think, just last week you said Clemson returned everybody and it was going to be better. But besides the point, Clemson, I think this is going to be a close game. I think it comes to the fourth quarter. He does. But I think this game comes down to the fourth quarter, and I think it's that Dabo Swinney is a better coach. And I think Louisville gets out-coached here in the fourth quarter, and they lose 28-24.
This ain't the 20.
Here's what I am going to say. Do I think Clemson's going to be better than last year? Yeah, I do. They return everybody.
They beat Kentucky that beat Louisville last year in a bowl game.
Yeah.
Kentucky
They return
didn't have
everybody.
all
Will you
the
let me
players.
finish? Can I finish, guys? Can I finish? But Dabo Swinney's system, like Nick said, is outdated. You cannot depend on just high school recruits. No more. You have too many veteran players. I mean, look at Louisville. Their quarterback's a 7-year player.
They returned
A
everybody.
7-year starting quarterback.
Clemson returned everybody.
Yeah,
I
but
understand
does that really
that.
make them even better, though?
I understand that. But here, listen, Louisville goes to Clemson, and they win 32-21. 32-21, high-scoring game. It's still close, not a blowout, 32-21. Louisville wins on the road.
So y'all are 9-1 at this point.
We're at 9-1 at this
I
point,
mean,
and we're going to Stanford next.
Oh my God.
Another new team in
This
the
is not gonna-
ACC.
And here we go with this one. Louisville goes to Stanford and gets beat by 2+ touchdowns. Yes. You end up losing this game. You end up losing.
Wow.
You end up losing this game to Stanford.
You know what? I take my Ole Miss prediction back. I'm taking it back.
We actually was realistic
Yeah,
with Kentucky.
bro.
You were
I was,
9-1. You're 9-1.
But-
Listen to me.
I'm being realistic with Louisville.
It's going to be.
That Notre Dame's not
It's
happening.
going
I'm
to be
sorry.
38.
You guys are delusional.
Listen, it's going to be 38-21 Stanford.
No.
Okay, so Ethan, how you said you think at Boston College was the game they're going to lose? You got to travel all the way across the country to Stanford, and they upset you guys. 38-17.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, it would be really bad if
Thank you.
They get them.
Yeah, I know they do.
I don't know. I don't think they lose this game. I think they can. Obviously, I think it's a low-scoring game. I don't think Louisville's going to be ready to play this game. I think they come in. I think you see something like 17-13.
Who's winning?
Louisville.
Well, I mean, I could agree with some points that you made, but the fact that you said we're going to lose by 2 touchdowns just is mind blowing to me. I don't think we win this game either.
38-20.
Because if you watch our bowl game last year when we had to travel across the country to play, we were terrible. We were jet lagged, okay? Yeah. And I think the same thing's going to happen here. But I don't think we lose by 2 touchdowns. Stanford ain't that good. I think they beat us, but I think they beat us 24-17. 24-17.
So you do.
What I do think they will beat us. I do just based on what I watched at the bowl game last year.
Yep.
Okay. I do think they beat us, but I think it's 24-17. Up next, senior night. Pittsburgh at home, the only in-conference team to beat us last year.
Yeah, you know, that's another thing. Pittsburgh is another traditionally their football school. You know, I think we're at senior night, obviously. It's at Louisville. Y'all get this one. I mean, it's you.
Yeah.
Why would you?
We owe them one.
Yeah, why would you schedule them none other than on senior night to try and get back at them? Like, that's the ultimate comeback of all comebacks. Like, if you beat them. You know?
Well, they beat us on their senior night.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like,
I didn't know if you knew it was their senior night when they.
Yeah, it was at Pittsburgh. It was
You
the
knew
game,
that?
It was the game before Kentucky.
You
Yes,
knew
It
that?
was the game before Kentucky. Yes, because it was a headline.
Yeah.
It was a headline.
No, it was 2 games before Kentucky, but
Okay, but whatever. It is what it is. Y'all beat Pittsburgh 21-14.
I think y'all get revenge for them. You're just better than they are.
Yeah.
Like you said, everybody loses the game they shouldn't. That was y'all, for y'all last year. 28-14, y'all beat.
Yeah, I think you handled them pretty easily. I'm gonna say something like 24-10.
yeah, I think we beat them pretty handily too. But I think it's something along the lines of 32-14 on senior night. But one thing I didn't mention before we go to this next game about Clemson, this is the first time Louisville's played Clemson in 3 years.
Really?
So, I know we already talked about it, but I was going to mention it earlier and it slipped my mind because we got in the conversation about Dabo Swinney. But that's the first time that we've played. This is the first. We're back in rotation with Clemson starting this year. So, big game. Biggest game of the year for both of these teams. I don't care what anybody says. The Governor's Cup is the best rivalry in college football and college basketball. It's the best rivalry in the nation.
Definitely college basketball.
Louisville at Kentucky. Who you got? What's the score?
Oh, man. Listen, first off, I just want to say that Kentucky, they officially own Louisville. 5 years in a row.
I'm just going to keep my mouth shut and I'll talk in a minute.
5 years in a row. You better. 5 years in a row now. We have beat Louisville. Okay? We have beat Louisville whenever people said we shouldn't beat Louisville. Multiple occasions going back further.
Especially when I had that Heisman winner.
Exactly. Fumbled multiple times. We have beat you all when we shouldn't have. We have beat you all when you was the number 2 school in the nation. We have beat you.
No.
Yes.
That's not true. That's not accurate. That's a lie. No, it's not.
They've
We
never
were
been
number
ranked
2 school in the nation, and Clemson beat us and knocked us out of the top 5. Before we played you all, we played Clemson.
They was
Clemson
10.
beat us. We ended the season on a 2-game losing streak the year that Lamar won the Heisman because we lost to the Deshaun
I'm not
Watson.
talking about that year. I'm talking 2008.
Oh,
I'm not talking.
Lord. I
Yeah,
didn't
no,
know. I thought he was talking about
I did too.
whenever we was ranked second in the nation when Lamar was
Yes,
Heisman.
listen. There was
He
another
just
time.
made that up.
Oh, I did?
He's made that up because he wanted to be
Look it
right. He's made that
Look
up.
it up. I swear. It might
Okay,
not be
I'm
good, but
looking.
y'all
Go ahead,
y'all
you
was
keep
in the top
talking.
10. It was a single digit.
Lamar.
We ended up beating you all that year too, and this is whenever Kentucky football wasn't even that good.
Okay, give us a prediction, Sam, because everybody else has top 2.
Yeah.
Kentucky wins this game at Kentucky. We beat them. 34 to 24. You talking about 10 wins?
Nick.
I'm like you. I think this is one of the most underrated, and football-wise, the most underrated rivalry games there is. This means everything to both of them. This is the game for everyone, both teams. But it's just going to show like it happened last year. You can go 10-1 playing ACC, but whenever you meet a mid-level SEC team, we still come back to beat you, and you guys can handle us. That being said, we're going to win the Governor's Cup again for a 6th year in a row. Put the L's down, and it's going to be close though. It always is. 35-28 back and forth, but Kentucky wins again.
Yeah, I mean, you're playing at Kentucky.
Field, son.
Yeah, we just got the new lights up and everything. And I'm going to go back to what you said about Kentucky and Tennessee. You said Tennessee has our number. Well, we've beat Louisville the past 5 years. So that means we have Louisville's number. So if you say anything else, that if you don't say Kentucky wins, you go back on your word once again. So, because you can't say that Tennessee.
Please don't make yourself sound any.
I'm not.
dumb,
I'm just saying.
more dumb than what you
I'm
sound
not.
right now.
I'm not.
How do I go back on my word? Because when I said that don't even make any sense. That
Yes,
makes
it
no
does.
sense.
You can't say Tennessee has our number, and we ain't going to beat them, but Kentucky's beat Louisville.
I
last
bet
5
you
years.
can't tell me the last time Kentucky beat Tennessee.
When we went to the Kentucky game, sat front row, and they threw a Hail Mary, about caught it in the end zone.
What year was that?
I think it was, let's see, it was either 2017 or 2018.
Wrong. Last time Kentucky beat Tennessee was at Tennessee in COVID year.
Yep.
COVID year.
2020.
Oh, you can tell me.
Then
Anyway,
2017.
Well, COVID year, I mean,
I
come
get
on.
it. Yeah.
anyways, continue.
Yeah, I think Kentucky comes in here. I like Nick said, I think it's a close game. I don't think it's going to be no blowout. I'll say along the lines of 28-24, somewhere around there.
Come on, little man. What you got to say?
I think, listen, you remember that big drought where Florida had y'all's number for so long?
Yeah, but that was like
So
31
long.
years, bro. That's only been
I think
5.
this is the year that Louisville breaks the 5. I'll give y'all beat us 5 times, but I will say we had a stint with Coach Satterfield, the same stint you all had with Coach Joker Phillips. Y'all remember the days that Kentucky football had Joker Phillips?
He was a joker.
Nobody wants to talk about those days.
I'll
But now
talk about
Louisville
them.
had those same years with Scott Satterfield. That's why we got rid of him, and we're just now building back. And if you remember, the first year of this 5-year streak was Mark Stoops' what? Third year? Second? Third year? Something like that? It was like second year?
This is year 12 for him.
Yeah, he's been
Year
there a
12,
while.
well, then year, what?
See.
6, 7. Anyways, it's not going to take Louisville that long.
We'll see.
But I think Louisville gets away with the win. I think we come in. I do. I think we come. I do. I think we come in. And
You do understand that this is going to be the best Kentucky roster known to mankind.
Yeah, this really
This
is
is
the
the best
team
roster that
Stoops
Kentucky's
has
This is
ever
the
had.
best team.
yeah, I know. And I think we beat that best roster 42 to 38.
I think
Yep.
Barron bound
42-38
Wow.
is the final score.
So y'all go 10-2. That's your record.
We go 10-2. We make the ACC championship, and we probably.
And
I think.
lose and lose.
And you make it
You
to
know
the
you
college
don't
play
football
Florida State
playoffs,
again.
right?
You know you don't
I
play
mean, you
any
might as well put
competition
yourself
on
in the
this
college
schedule.
football playoffs.
We're not talking about strength of schedule. Did I say anything about
Kentucky had this
schedule?
schedule, we'll probably go undefeated.
How do you get prepared for a team like
That's
Kentucky?
not true at all. I mean, if you
You're
was
gonna
the
sit there and tell
top-rated,
me-
if you was the top-rated SEC, y'all give yourself credit for being middle of the pack.
Yeah, because
Not even-
SEC
not
is
even
loaded.
middle of
Who
the pack.
plays an ACC?
Not
Clemson,
even middle of the
Florida State?
pack.
Oh my God!
You
yeah.
all would be. You all would be
Oh,
like.
God.
If you was in any other conference, you'd be like Louisville at the top of it. But
Hang
you,
on,
that
answer-
don't mean you go undefeated every season.
Answer this question.
Well, you're not going to go up.
How many games will
ACC's
Louisville win?
old.
How many games will Louisville win on Kentucky's schedule this year? How many games will Louisville win? Look at the schedule real quick and tell me.
Please tell me.
Same amount as Kentucky, they go 7-5.
Wolf will go 75 against this.
Yes.
Who do they beat?
You're saying that's what.
No, who they lose?
South Carolina. I'll go who they lose to. They'll lose to
Wolf will
Georgia.
beat South Carolina.
They'll lose to Georgia. Same teams Kentucky lose to. They'll lose to Georgia, Florida,
We're not losing.
UT, Texas,
Wow.
and probably that Louisville. I don't know.
Vandy gives Louisville a good game. Vandy gives Louisville a good game.
They probably
Y'all
would.
lost your mind. That's all right. We'll see come week 14 of the season. Guys, when we come back, we're going to go, we're moving on to high school sports, and that should wrap us up for the evening. We'll be back with you in just a moment.
Make sure to stop by Williams Optometry today. Make an appointment with their specialist, Dr. Debbie Williams or Dr. Kelly Bentley, by calling 606-633-4481 and pressing 1 for the appointment locations. Williams Optometry currently has 3 office locations. They're located in Whitesburg, Hindman, and Shelby Valley Plaza. Call Williams Optometry today. Again, at 606-633-4481 and press 1 for their locations.
MGC Supply is your complete source for drainage and erosion control products. MGC Supply also sells services and installs Cummins generators. MGC Supply sells and delivers limestone gravel for businesses and homeowners. MGC Supply is your solution supplier and is proud to sponsor all the teams in Eastern Kentucky. 2590 U.S. Highway 23 South Pottville, Kentucky, 41501. Give them a call today at 606-433-0077. Or you can call them at 606-794-6765.
Welcome back to Coach's Corner, guys. Finally, we are getting to high school sports. We gave you the preview of all the NFL. We gave you the preview of Kentucky. We gave you the preview of Louisville. We hope that you've been entertained. We hope you've been entertained throughout this show. Guys, up next is one of our favorite segments, and I think it's one of our fans' favorite segments, is the Pick'ems, right? So this is how this year will work, same as last year, each week. Football and basketball combined in the same. We have two losers. There's only one winner.
We're gonna tell them what the two losers are doing?
This year, it's a surprise. This year, the two losers of Pick'em will be shaved bald on air, live, right here, slick bald on air. Whether they want to be or not, they will be shaved right here.
Yep.
And then they'll have to clean up their own hair. I'm not gonna make our janitors do it. You're gonna clean up your own hair.
Wow.
Yeah.
I can do that.
You made the mess for losing.
I ain't
And we all know Sam is going to be going bald.
Yes.
I ain't losing
All
this
right.
year. I had the best comeback there was.
Anyways, we're moving forward. All right.
All right.
Starting, we got Berea at Betsy Lane.
Give me Betsy Lane.
Nick,
I'll take Betsy Lane as well.
Betsy Lane.
I'm going to take Betsy Lane too.
Yep.
Up next, we've got Belfry at Breathitt.
Give me Belford.
Belfry.
Yeah, give me Belfry.
I'm taking Belfry too. Next, we've got Estill at East Carter.
East Carter. Give me East Carter.
East Carter.
God, I don't know.
Really? Against Estill?
Yeah,
That was your team.
That's
man.
basketball.
That's your team.
That's
You was
basketball.
riding with the engineers.
Yeah, that's basketball. That's right,
I
baby.
don't know, man. This is
Get out there,
I think
man.
this will be a close game. Give me Estill.
Really?
Yep.
You talking
Yeah,
about-
I've got to pick with Big E here, man. I think Estill gets the win on the road. I do.
Wow.
Next, we've got our hometown, Jenkins Cavaliers going to Knott County. Who you got?
Give me Knott County.
Wow. Tight.
Not hey.
Yeah, I'm sorry, bro. Give me Knott County.
Yeah. Give me Knott County.
I'm going to say, listen, I'm going to say this. Coach Holbrook is doing a tremendous job rebuilding the
He is.
Jenkins program. But one thing everybody has to remember is this is year 2 for Jenkins,
Exactly.
right? They're coming back and they're building. And I think they'll compete. I think they'll compete some this
I do too.
season. But I don't think they get this first win.
No.
Give me Knott County. Up next, we have Johnson Central at Madison Central.
Give me Johnson Central. But Madison Central is a good team that's up there in Richmond. Don't overlook that team.
Give me Johnson.
Man, this is a big game. Yeah.
Especially for week 1.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I'm sorry, man. Johnson just has the edge over them in my eyes for the sole fact that they're a very tough team over here in the mountains. And they would be the best team over here in the mountains if it wasn't for Pikeville.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to stick with Johnson, man.
I have to agree with you guys. I'm going to say Johnson as well. I think
Yep.
Johnson gets it done on the road. We have a comment come in. Kristen Shepard said, your all's mother did not approve of the shaving of your heads. And it's good to see you with the boys again, Nick.
Yes, it's a great time.
Moving on, we've got Martin County at Hazard. Matt Chandler opens up at home for his debut with the Hazard.
Give me
Bulldogs.
Martin County.
Roll Hazard.
If it was at Hazard, I would say Martin, but where it's at Hazard, opening up new coach, I think that place is going to be booming. I think it ain't a seat in that building because them Bulldogs.
It's outside.
It's outside.
Oh yeah, it's outside.
In the building though.
My bad.
They'll be watching from the school.
Give me Hazard.
I'm with Sam.
I think they'll be watching from the school. It's going to be so packed.
I'm with. Hey, no lie, that happened one time. Real quick, I was at the Dorton. You probably remember this. Dorton Belfry County Championship A-team game. I was there, and the gym was so full that it was like they couldn't play the game in there. They had to remove fans into the cafeteria to watch the game on the TV because there was that many people in the building.
Dorton
it was insane.
Dorton is
the
like
best atmosphere I've ever
high,
seen.
though.
And that was Randy Davis's last year coaching there, and it was crazy.
Who won?
Belfry won. I'm going to have to agree with Sam. I think that Martin wins this, and I think it's a good game. But I'm going to have to see the Bulldogs. The Bulldogs only won one game last season. I'm going to have to see something from them before I go back to picking them against these competitive teams. So give me Martin. Next we've got Morgan County at Eastridge.
Morgan County.
I think Morgan County as well.
I ain't seen much on Eastridge this year. Yeah, give me Morgan.
It's at Eastridge. I believe I'm going to have to disagree with you guys. Give me Eastridge. Next, we've got Paintsville at Floyd Central.
Now, Paintsville was in your top 5 at one time.
Yeah.
When?
The first
First one before you changed everything 30 seconds before we went live.
Yeah.
Well, listen, I still think Paintsville comes over here to Floyd Central and gets this win, but I think Floyd Central's got a lot of good kids over there, a lot of good athletes, and it wouldn't surprise me if Floyd Central came out on top, especially with them being at home. But go ahead and give me Paintsville. I'm high on Paintsville. I think they've always had a good football program.
Give me Floyd.
Yeah, give me Floyd.
Give me Floyd as well. Next, we've got Perry at Somerset.
Give me Somerset.
Yeah, give me Somerset.
Yeah, we got to see how Perry looks with bringing a new quarterback, new running backs, new receivers.
Yes, they lost a lot.
They lost a lot, so I still think it'll be a close game. But I got to give the edge to Somerset.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a good game too. But Somerset's looking like you said it's looking for revenge.
No, I didn't say that. I just said we got to see how Perry looks.
I think Somerset's looking for revenge because there was that questionable.
It was a bad call.
It was a bad call at the end of the game, and they want revenge for that. So I think Somerset gets it at home. Next, we've got Corbin at Pikeville.
This is a game, boys.
Corbin
That is a
at
great
Pikeville.
game, but this is at Pikeville. This is theirs for the taking. I'm sorry, Pikeville wins this game by 2+ touchdowns.
Oh my God.
I ain't gonna say it's about that much, but I do have Pikeville winning as well.
Pikeville beats Corbin by 2 touchdowns.
They played 2 years ago, and Corbin beat them by a touchdown, and that's when they. This is a tough game, but I'm gonna have to go. After playing Corbin for the past 2 years, it's hard to bet against them.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to go with Corbin.
Wow. Pikeville loses their first game of the season.
Yep.
Yeah, because this is a tough one. It's going to be a close game.
This is gonna be.
Pikeville wins by 2 touchdowns.
And it's week 1. Like if this
Pikeville
game,
wins by 2 touchdowns. Mark my words.
This is why you lost last year. 2+ touchdowns. You were crazy.
Watch the scoreboard.
There's
I
no
can't even
way.
get my pick out from you repeating what you said 10 minutes ago.
2 minutes ago.
Same thing, same difference.
No, it's not.
Give me Corbin. Prestonsburg at Leslie County.
Give me Leslie County.
Give me Prestonsburg.
I went and watched the scrimmage last night, and Prestonsburg has this center. He's like 4'8" or something, and I'm telling you, this dude.
He's what now?
He's like 4'8". I'm
he's
not.
4'8". Oh, okay. Wow.
And I ain't kidding you.
He was 480.
No, I ain't kidding you. That kid he is good to be that size. I'm telling you.
That's a good size though for like a nose guard or a center or something.
Yeah, like that. You know, you wouldn't think, but that kid can block. That's just interesting. You don't really see that.
No,
you know.
no.
So, but I'm still going to go with Leslie County here.
Yeah.
Yeah, give me Leslie County. I think it's a competitive game, but I think, Peaburg's got the new coach.
Well, Leslie County is they're more of a football school than they are basketball. They're better at football than they are basketball and high school sports anyway. So.
I disagree with you on that. They're not a football
I bet their
school.
baseball team is phenomenal. They got a really good baseball team.
Yeah, well, I don't know about that either.
I don't know.
They did whenever we played.
I don't think they did.
Try soccer next.
All right, moving on. We've got Round County at Lawrence County.
Lawrence County.
Yep, give me Lawrence County.
Round County's good, boys. Y'all saying that with some
I
confidence.
mean, yeah, Round County is good. But
It's because they know Lawrence.
who you gonna pick?
Sam's gonna say, "Where's Round County at after the show?"
This is.
I know where Round County is, buddy.
Where's that?
In Round County.
That's a good answer.
Oh, good. I don't know. Man, we
You
went.
know where Round County is?
I think.
In Round County.
We know it's in
I know it's in the 16th region.
I think it's up towards Greenup County and stuff as well.
Yeah, it's in the 16th region.
Yeah.
I still think that Lawrence beats them.
Yeah. We scrimmaged Lawrence over there. We went down there last weekend. Lawrence is a good team. After seeing them play and stuff, that's who I'm going to go with too, and it's at Lawrence.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you all. I'm taking Lawrence too.
Yeah.
Now we've got West Carter at Pike Central.
West Carter.
West Carter.
You know, I like Pike Central here.
I do too. I'm taking Pike Central as well. Shelby Valley at Letcher Central.
Hey, does team doesn't. Give me Letcher Central. Letcher Central is going to prove a lot of people wrong this year. I think that they're going to be able to beat this team. It's a team that did y'all beat them last year?
We didn't just beat them.
Yeah.
It was pretty. We handled it.
Yeah. And this is a team that's under new reins, new coach.
Yeah.
They've had to change a lot of things up. I watched an interview the other day. Cole Stanford was talking about it, one of their wide receivers. He was talking about how their defense had to change up a lot of different things, and that they're working on using a new defense. And that's kind of hard coming into a season with a new coach, new defense, new aspect of everything.
It's really almost a whole new coaching staff is what I seen last night.
Right, exactly. So it's one of those things like, I think Valley is definitely.
Yeah, but the head coach was the OC.
He
I
was
think
the
that
OC.
Valley is taking a step in the right direction with that, but it takes time.
Yeah.
It takes time to build that up. And obviously they've got some exceptionally well athletes. They've got a quarterback that hasn't really gotten any high school playing time.
Yeah.
That's my biggest fear for them right now. And I think that LCC's defense is going to expose that. And I think that LCC will end up winning this game by multiple touchdowns, especially where it's at home.
Give me where I went to high school at LCC all day.
There you go. Yeah, give me LCC.
Give me Letcher. I'll take Letcher. I think Gunner's going to do his thing and show people that he can be an elite quarterback, like we talked about last week. I think he's going to do it. I think it's going to happen. Next, we've got our one Saturday game this week that we get to predict. Montgomery County at McGoffin.
McGoffin County's got some tough boys over there. I mean, honestly, they've always had just a bunch of lumberjacks. They're freaking athletes over there. They're just cornbread fed.
Yeah.
I'm being for real.
Loves the line.
I'm being for real. Them and Aslin County. I swear I don't think I've seen bigger boys than Aslin County or McGoffin County.
You ain't seen Betsy Lane boys, then?
Well, yeah. There's just something in the water over that way. But I'm gonna tell you right now. I think Montgomery.
He ain't been too many places.
No, sure ain't. Don't know nothing about it. Sure don't. But anyways, give me Montgomery County over McGoffin. I think this is going to be a down year for McGoffin. Give me Montgomery County.
You want to just roll with McGoffin in
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go Montgomery too. You lose Aiden Barnett and your leading rusher.
Yep.
You know that's a big loss. He was an all-around athlete for that school. He basically could do anything over there. So yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Montgomery County until I see something different from McGoffin this year.
Yeah, I'm going to be the oddball. Give me McGoffin. I'm going to be with Nick. Give me McGoffin. I think McGoffin gets it done on a Saturday. Listen, guys, we appreciate you tuning in and watching the show today. We had so much fun. I think this is one of the most fun episodes I've had. So we had a lot of fun today. Next week, we'll be back to schedule as normal. We will have the Fleming Neon Pirates here with head coach Ben McCray to talk to them.
Fun fact,
so you
that's
guys,
a Steelers fan.
yeah, so you guys won't have to. I may have to rethink that. I'm just kidding. So you won't want to miss out next week. Plus, we'll have some juicy hot takes for you. So we'll see you next week.
We'll see y'all next week.